very skillfully tracked down with the help of a squirrel and a pseudo dragon, or no, a weasel. What was the prisoner's name again, Grish?
Oh, Jesus. Really can't remember off the top of my head. Give me 1 sec. My notes are in the other.
Wasn't it like Caleb or something
I
like
feel like
that?
it was Caleb.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Kalam.
Sir and the
Kalam?
Kalam.
Yeah,
Kalam,
that's right. Yeah,
Yep.
Vic's right. That's what it was.
Yeah, definitely Kalam.
All right.
And,
Did you want to roleplay him for me, Grish?
yeah, sure.
Because he's sort of your creation, so why not?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so you approach the veil, and you see coming out of the veil, like a delegation of the Furbolgs, which I'll just share some art. You see Maravan, who you recognize from the council. You also see Zimbalar, the leader of the council. He looks at Yingolor, looks down at his injured foot, and says, "Oh, big brother, what have you done to yourself now?" At this point, Yingolor is just like, I didn't mean to get so injured, but I couldn't help but charge head first into danger. This guy made me really angry, and he gestures to the guy who is he's tied up, I believe. Caleb, this is? No, what would you call him again? Caleb?
Kalam.
Kalam. I'm getting there. Just try to pick up what you're laying down here.
Yeah.
What would Kalam say in this situation?
Very calamitous.
So that everyone's looking at Kalam now.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that you were thrown to me. Yeah, so Kalam is getting more increasingly agitated the more and more you get towards this settlement. Even he can sort of tell, like looking around, seeing the Furbolg sort of presence, that he's getting the impression that the noose is sort of tightening around his neck. And at one stage, he sort of he goes to grab for a dagger. He sort of wiggles one of his hands out, but someone's given him a black eye for his troubles. So he's sort of sitting there at the moment, sort of head down, not talking to anyone, not really maintaining eye contact, but he's obviously very sorry for himself.
Oh, and shout out Sirenscape for the music and sounds. Shout out Sirenscape.
Shout out to Sirenscape for the Sirenscape, I would say. Yeah, for the epic background track, which I hope Grish has got under control now, but everyone else should be enjoying. Zimbalar, the leader of the council, looks over this wretched man and says, "What are his crimes?"
I've done nothing wrong. They captured me and they've dragged me here. I've done nothing wrong.
I guess Yingol is probably going to lead this one, but anyone else who wants to speak up, feel free, guys, and chuck some red ponies out in the chat. He slaughtered creatures in our forest, needlessly and brutally. He must be made to pay for his crimes. It feels weird having a conversation with myself, but I guess I'm going to lean into it. What do you suggest? What do you outsiders see as appropriate punishment? And he sort of gestures to some of the rest of you. Like Isaac, Store, Vic. Any of you guys have anything to say?
I got a red pony in the chat.
Chuck some out there. Vic, you first.
Can you make him pay penance like I did with my body?
Being a Gepetan is not a punishment. You were privileged to be able to transcend as you did.
Maybe we could make him help around the area to make it better. Teach him. He shouldn't die for this.
Store wanted to speak next.
As I say, I think I stepped in at this point. I said, well, he slaughtered many creatures, and I made Yinggalor a promise to put his head in this box. And I show him the little cage that he used to trap animals, and I said, so I'm a man who keeps my promises.
At this point, I'd say that Kalam looks pretty worried. He's sort of looking at the box nervously, looking up at Store, this like lumbering barbarian, and
there's sweat dripping off him, like he knows he's in trouble.
He's like that gif where that guy's just sweating profusely. Zimbala looks between the cage and the man. It almost looks for a moment as though he's like judging the size of the cage, deciding whether the man's head would fit. But then he sort of snaps out of it and goes, "That is not how we do things around here. You are wise, young Geppetto. Maybe he could help around here. Maybe he could learn our ways. What say you, young brigand?" He looks at Kalam.
I can be good. I'll do whatever you want. Just don't put my head in that bloody cage. I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. They're just animals. They're just dumb creatures.
At this point, Zimbala like smashes his, like he's leaning on a big heavy staff. He smashes his like staff on the ground, and a big like shockwave ripples through the foliage around him. And he goes, "They are not just stupid creatures." Did you have something you wanted to say, Isaac?
This man is a dangerous individual. He tried to escape when we brought him here, and even simply restraining him, he still proved to be a threat. If he were to help you work, he should be kept under a very watchful eye. This man is proven to be treacherous, and I'm sure he will hurt you if you give him the opportunity.
I won't do that. I'll be good. I'm not going to hurt anything ever again.
Did you have something to say, Alex?
We make him try and make the place better, but also put his head in the cage, but while it's still attached to his body. So he kind of gets to feel like he's being trapped in a cage, and while he's still serving his time, the cage stays around his head.
I'm going to say that Alex just like walks up to Store, takes the cage out of Store's hands, walks over to the prisoner, and just like unhinges the cage, puts it on his head, and just turns around and is like, "Your promise has been fulfilled."
Yeah.
Store, what did you want to say?
Men like him can't be trusted. I promise you that if he is left to be helped or helping you guys, he will be nothing but problems and cause more damage than good. I implore you to end this now, so he is no longer an issue.
Zimbala looks between Store and Isaac, and he says, "I hear your concerns. You are right not to trust one of his nature. But we are not so naive as you think." And he steps forward, and you see him pull something from like his pack. It seems to be like it's like a grown headpiece. It's almost like a delicate circlet with a glowing green gem at the top of it. He walks forward and like reaches to put it on the head of Kalam. I assume Kalam just like writhes and tries to get out of the way. Grish?
Well, like he knows that like he's surrounded and he's tied up. He's sort of like just sitting there at the moment. He's not really struggling too much. He knows that he pissed Marabin off with that comment, so he's just trying to play possum.
No worries. So he's He's sort of just like looking up in fear, and as this circlet sort of settles into place around his forehead, vines grow down his body and kind of like cover various sections of him in like a dense foliage, and he sort of like screams out as the vines progress and wrap around his like wrists. They wrap kind of like around his torso, down his legs. Zimbala looks at him and says, "These will keep you at bay. If you try to escape, they will overgrow and you will die within days. If you harm one of the creatures of the forest, your fate will be similar. You have no choice but to work with us to gain a deeper understanding of our home."
Yes, sir. Whatever you want, I'll do whatever you want. Just don't kill me.
He looks over at the adventuring party at this point, and Zimbalaz just says, "You have done well to root out this scum in so close to our home. Our efforts have been very much distracted as late by the corruption to the north. I will offer you this as a reward." And he pulls out like a sack of gold, essentially. We have no use for it anyway. I'm just going to chuck some monies into the party sheet for you guys. It's quite a hefty sack. There's about 200 gold in there. So that can be claimed later. And he looks over at Yingalor at this point and he goes, "Come, big brother. You must rest. We will heal your foot." And Yingalor kind of leans on him and limps through the veil. And just as they pass, Moravin. So they've walked out of sight now. They've passed through the veil. Moravin looks at the rest of the party and goes, "You should return to your home. Collect your strength. We will have need of you shortly." And he turns and disappears into the mist. He's talking to all of you guys now. So Zimbala, who is this bloke here, who's kind of the leader of the council, he took Yingalor through the mist, and Moravin, who is another capable member of the Furbolg Council, has basically just advised you to return home and gather your strength.
Do they take Kalam through the mist?
They do, sorry. He gets taken through, sort of dragged. Oh, you can see as he like tries to resist, the vines constrict, and he eventually gets the message and follows along behind Zimbala. Did you want to say something, Store?
No, never mind. If they walked away, it's too late.
And what about you, Vic?
I just want to thank them for everything, and if they ever need us, reassure them that we're always going to be here.
The Moravin, who's the only one kind of still on the side of the veil, turns and just gives you a deep nod. Goes, "Good luck in your travels, young Gepetin."
Thank you.
Okay. So you guys turn and see the vastness of the forest ahead of you as your journey begins home. What would you guys like to do? I'm going to bring up the world map.
I look at the rest of the party and say I want to drop my dog off. I don't want him out here in the wild. So, a quick stop at home, and then we can do whatever you guys want. I'm in the mood to kill some things.
Sounds like a
Do
plan.
you guys want to leave him? Grish pipes up and he mentions that we could leave him with Yingalor. I don't know, like if we're going, like, are we going, like, do you guys want to? So Grizz pipes up and he's like, are we going into the forest or are we going back to camp?
I'm gonna pipe up here. I need to go visit Decker at home and try and get a meeting with Sylvia. Has anyone seen Sobek?
Huh, now that you mention it, Sobek was just with us. I wonder where he went.
You see the little dog jump up on Store and kind of like lick his face. Also, have you named him yet?
No, but isn't he a mastiff?
Well, I say little compared to you.
His name was Jerry. He counts as a medium-sized creature, so he's bigger than a halfling, so he's like 4.5 feet tall.
So he big.
He a big boy.
I give him a ration and rub him underneath the chin.
Unless you change
Cute.
his name, he answers to the name Jerry.
I will have a name by next session. I just couldn't really think of something good for a mastiff.
That's fair. That's fair. And Alex is going to be the face of the party on the map, right? Okay. So, I assume you guys just want to kind of travel home?
I'd say, can we just like fast travel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you can fast travel, but I'm just going to roll.
Oh, definitely roll. I want to kill shit. I want to cut something's head off. I was looking forward to cutting his head off all week.
Okay. So you guys are progressing on your way home. You're pushing through the deepest part of the forest. Unfortunately, like all of your rangers, you've got 2 rangers in your party, and neither of them are with you to guide the way today. So you find yourself kind of at an impasse in the where you're not really sure of the way, and the foliage is getting denser and denser, and you feel like you might not be on track. I'm going to bring up a map here. You start to see. So as you're progressing through, yep.
So before you go on that tangent, so Grizz grew up in the forest. He has the feature of Wanderer as part of the Outlander background. So he has an excellent memory for maps and geography and can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around him.
Cool.
He's like even though he's a fighter, he grew up in the forest. He lived his whole life outdoors in the wilderness.
No worries. Vic, did you want to? Never mind.
Can he Can he lend some kind of aid in finding the path? Or
I'm going to say yes. So you can keep them on a general track. You guys are somewhat lost, but Grish is pretty confident he knows the direction you guys need to travel to get home. I'm not even going to make you roll for this. Let me just...
We need to build a road, guys. We need to talk to the council about this.
yeah, how are our nature-loving friends gonna feel about that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I mean, we gotta get approved. We gotta get it approved by both. But like, this is ridiculous. Just trudging through this dense forest.
This is how you remake Avatar.
Maybe we could work out some kind of better way of getting here. Because if like this is a secret place, like if we build a road to it, it's not gonna be very secret, is it?
It's not very secret, though. I mean, the council knows about it. I'm sure anybody in the wild at least knows there's a giant fog outside of it, so that would protect them. I don't see the issue I see is cutting down a bunch of trees. They might not be happy with that, but I'll plant more trees. It's okay.
Yeah. Can we talk about the herd of giant pigs on F1 for a second? Tell me they're scaled up.
That's the scale. They're about half a kilometer wide. Okay, so I'm just gonna check you guys on a map here.
Just something
Find
to think about,
yourself
guys.
deep in the woods, and you spot what appear to be some sort of strange dog-like creatures. Although I think you would recognize these at this point.
Are we supposed to be looking at your stream, by the way?
Are you? Do I have a stream going? I'm terrible. My goodness.
Yeah,
Come on, all man,
okay.
please.
I will.
Man, I not doing well today. You see one of these. As you are progressing through the deep forest, you hear like some sounds of scuffling, and you see a creature that you saw one of the. There was definitely a furbolg keeping one as a pet. But other than that, you haven't had that many interactions with them. Would you like to investigate or keep going?
Does anybody want a green
Can,
dog?
Is it seen us?
It appears to have seen you, and it's keeping its distance. It's kind of watching you from deeper in the forest.
Greer's kind of like approaches him slightly, like sort of like bends down so he presents a less like imposing sort of figure, and he goes, "Here, boy, here, boy."
Again, like as you kind of move forward, he chooses to like keep his distance from you. I'm just going to put him on a map and put you on a map.
Do we just see one?
Yeah, you just see one. I'm just gonna.
I wonder if they like to eat moss.
It's made of moss. It looks like. I don't think so. I think.
If we put moss on it, will it get stronger?
Who knows? These are the deep mysteries of the universe.
Can I go find some moss and just like collect a bit?
I'm just gonna give everyone like a small radius of vision.
How good is that fucking torch thing? That's great.
The like lighting
The-
thing, the torch thing.
the
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah. So you guys should be able to see yourself on this map now.
Am I still glowing from my chaos crystal?
You are 100% glowing, yes, and your eyes are like bright purple. You look terrifying. In fact, I'm gonna change your token light to be. Yeah, I can do this. This would be cool.
Don't worry, guys. Will forever from this point forward be the torch of the party.
DM, can I do a perception check to see if there's any more of these dogs or anything
Yeah,
around?
roll perception. That work for you, Stork?
Yeah. It's like going in and out type of thing.
Yeah. Should be like a pulsing
Yeah,
purple
it is.
light. Is
Yeah,
it purple?
it is.
I
Nice,
see it as
nice.
well.
Yeah, you guys should see it.
Is that?
So you see Store just like glowing purple. I'm gonna make it a bit slower. Should be able to do that.
If you can make it the slowest setting, even.
Should it be not getting rid of this blackness, or is that's our field of vision, isn't it?
Yeah, that. Let me just preview what you see.
Assuming those are trees that are in the way for our vision.
Yeah, some of the trees have like blocked line of sight, but that's probably realistic. Like,
I just wanted to make sure.
This is kind of. Yeah, so you guys can't get a clear sight through the trees. It's like a dense foliage around here. It's very hard to navigate. Everyone's moving around. Someone had something that they wanted to do. Vic wanted to have a look. Vic, with that perception check, you see not a lot through the trees. It's not late in the day, but it's quite dark through, like with the light filtering down through the canopy. You're not able to see like super far into the distance, and there's line of sights are blocked. Like it's very hard to get a good sense of what's around you.
Alright.
What would you guys like to do? So this dog, hang on, let me just. He's over here. I swear I made him visible.
Do you guys just want to keep? Is he like in our path?
I
Is
mean,
that-
I don't want to provoke any kind of confrontation. But
Yeah.
if I approach him a bit more, like if I, can you just drop? Oh, there he is. Okay, so if I just get a little bit closer, like what? Is
He kind of just like he keeps kind of, and he's sort of like he's sort of running forward, and then he's looking back at you.
Look, I'm just gonna leave him be, and I think unless you guys want to interact
Isaac
with
is
him,
indifferent. He doesn't really care. He's just curious watching what you're doing.
Store, what do you want to do?
I mean, I just have more of a question. Does it
Yep.
look like it's corrupted, or does it look like just a normal version of it?
Make like a nature check or or a perception check for me, or maybe insight even, depending on what you feel like you're looking for.
Make nature. Oh, I shouldn't have rolled it there. My bad.
That's all right. You from this distance, you can't see one way or the other. Like you can't confirm nor deny it. Like he looks from where you're standing to be normal. Wait, that was a strength check. What are you doing?
No, I was just clicking shit.
Yeah. Also, Alex, I don't know why, but we fucked your strength up. It should have been what your int is, I think. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just going to swap that for your int right now.
I think we should just move along, guys. I don't see any reason to kill
Let's keep
this
going.
creature.
Isaac nods
Yeah.
his head and starts walking.
I watch our back though. I keep an eye on it, make sure it's not following us to kill us.
Can
No
I try
worries.
collecting some moss though, and just like putting it in a pile and see if it goes to it?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a bit of a mossy kind of section here, if you wanted to go and have a
so
sauce.
close to it. Okay, if I move there, does this let me do it? Yeah. If I go there, where does it move away, or does it stay where
It
it
does,
is?
it kind of disappears back up this way.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that moss.
Okay,
Do we get any kind of threatening vibes from this thing?
make an inside check.
It's not like being aggressive though. That's what I'm trying to determine whether or not it's like it's toying with us, it's following us. Okay, inside.
That's yeah, exactly what inside's for, really. It feels playful to you.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So can I pick up some of the moss and then just like throw it halfway between me and the dog and see what happens?
You can. So you pick up a handful of like this moss. You notice next to the dog now, there's like this, what appears to be a really large closed flower. It's got like striped petals, and the dog's like sort of standing next to it. And you throw some moss like next to the dog, and he just like snuffles in it and like has a bite out of it, and then kind of like bounces around. But he still keeps his distance from you.
The moss.
What are
Make
these
the
giant
thing
flowers like? What do they look like?
They look. Let me just see. They have black and orange like petals that are kind of probably like 3 to 4 feet long. The petals, they're quite enormous. They have it's like a muted orange and brown color.
Okay.
Does it look like it
Um,
could house something inside of the flower?
It looks like it might unfurl at certain times, or at certain certain seasons. You're not really sure. You can make a nature check if you want.
Okie dokie, I'll do that.
That's a rough modifier. I would have given
Yeah.
you more info if you had a cut of 15.
No.
So from your assessment of it, it doesn't appear like it's hiding something within it. It appears as though it's sort of just like closed over on itself. It's quite a you ascertain that it probably opens up to release some sort of scent,
Oh, no.
based on what you know of like the natural world.
I wonder if it would like
Probably.
paralyze me so the dog could eat me.
You want to run forward, Grish?
Nah. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna approach where I made my marker to, just to get a better look at it.
Mhm.
But yeah, no. If Alex makes her assessment, then I'm not gonna do anything else. I was thinking to draw a picture of it to take back to the naturist, but I don't really think Grish has the equipment or really the skill set to like draw a decent picture of it.
Yeah, it's
You
fair
see him
enough.
like pull out a piece of animal skin and like a piece of charcoal and like sketch something, but it's like not even slightly reminiscent of this flower. He's like, "Push." He turns to the rest of the party as he sort of trumps back over and he's like, "We will show. Maybe they want plant." But like, there's no way anyone could identify what this was that he's trying.
Why do you
No.
care for that dog so much? It's just an animal. There's many like it in these woods.
Can I?
Who's Isaac talking to? Sorry.
You?
Oh, 1 sec.
Got the COVID.
Talking to
There's
Grisham.
so much pollen here. Grisham curious about all animals. Some friendly, some tasty. Doesn't hurt to look.
You want to eat that thing?
Maybe it tastes good.
I think that thing would eat us.
No,
You sorry, Niga.
not eat Grisham.
Grish, you have the impression that moving like north on this map, like up, is the way forward, like on your journey.
Yep.
Let's
Can I
just
use
leave
my-
that dog be.
What was that? Sorry.
Let's just leave the dog be. I don't see any reward for meddling with the affairs of a wild animal.
At this point, like, is no one else is trying to interact with this dog? He sort of sees that
No.
you're losing interest, and like, you can see him kind of like vanish off into the forest.
Dog. Oh yeah.
The only dog we need is Jerry.
What's that? Sorry.
That's the only dog we need is Jerry.
That's right.
Can I poke my
Jerry's
flower
with us
with one of my
right now, right?
javelins?
Jerry's with us right now.
What'd you say then, Alex?
Can I poke the flower with one of my javelins and like step back afterwards? See if anything happens?
Yeah, you can do that. So it actually only has a 5-foot reach, I think, a javelin. Unless I'm wrong about that.
Okay, yeah. I poke it and then I run away. See what happens.
Okay, you take a step forward, and just as you poke the flower, not only does this flower, but the flowers like in the vicinity, there's about 3 or 4, they all open up.
Store grabs his battle axe.
And you, Alex, as you dash away, you get like a big nose full of some sort of strange scent. Let me see what it might smell like.
Can I
Make a
put my face
make a-
in? Yep.
sorry.
Could you?
Make a con save for me.
Okay. I was also thinking I'd like smush my face into some moss to like kind of absorb it or something.
It's more just like it was like a scent that you got a whiff of. You can feel it affecting you. As you, so you got a big. It smells like fresh bread, but like a little bit moldy. And as you get a good whiff, you feel it like muddling your brain. You feel like you're getting a little bit dumber as the effects of this like scent kind of take root in your system.
Oh no, I'm already so dumb.
Your intelligence is reduced to 4.
Oh
You're
no.
not sure for how long. I'm just gonna put that your intelligence is 9, maybe in your notes.
I'm gonna, I guess, stumble back to the group and I'll say, flower, bad brain.
Isaac's looking at you with an eyebrow raised.
You okay?
No, bad brain.
What do you mean bad brain?
Can't think. Smelly.
Well, boys, it looks like we're not touching the fucking flowers.
We're wasting time here. We need to cover ground if we want to make it home.
We'll
Sooner.
get home. We've been through here 1,000 times. There's always something new to look at.
We've been standing around here for at least 20 minutes now. I don't see what the point of all this was. The dog's gone, and now Alex just sounds like an idiot.
Well,
Let's go. Let's get moving.
sir, I'm gonna take one final look around. Is there anything else out in the woods that looks neat?
You can make a nature or survival check if you. What are you looking for in particular? Like plants?
Yeah, see if there's anything reminiscent of those big plants that opened up.
Yeah, have a look around.
Perception?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it'd be more like nature or survival actually.
Alright, I'll do nature.
You find a very cute stick. It looks like a little stick figure. You pick it up and you like playing around with it.
I'm gonna show Isaac. Look, see? I told you, there's always cool shit out here. I'm gonna put it in my bag.
That's a
Are you
stick. What's so cool about a stick?
Well, it's a toy, so that means there was something that could build a toy out here at one point.
It looks like it's been grown. Just so you know, not like crafted.
Oh, it was a grown toy?
Yeah, it's more like it's like stick. It's like converging branches that have like kind of like grown in the form that you could like see it being a stick figure. It's not like a perfect stick figure.
Well, look, nature made this. How beautiful is that?
I suppose.
So, Grish, you
but
want to run forward? Is that right? Sorry.
It seems like a toy more well fit for the dog over there.
No, I'll send this back home. The kids at home would love this.
Okay.
Store, did you want to say something?
Aren't you made of wood, Vic?
I'm made of a lot of things now.
I just kind of give Isaac a look like, isn't he a toy?
I don't know what he is anymore. Let's just get moving.
Yeah, so Grish just kind of like runs forward. Do you just kind of like run straight up near the flower, or you're muted, dude?
I just thought we're moving north. Like that's the direction that we're going in.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys taking any efforts to kind of avoid the flowers, or are you just moving straight past them?
Isaac's
Gonna
avoiding.
follow Grish.
Isaac's avoiding the flowers.
Grish sort of just barreling past him. He hasn't really equated, like, he doesn't really know why Alex is stupid. He hasn't really figured it out yet.
No worries. So Grish is gonna charge straight up past them. Make a con save for me, Grish.
Can't see.
The trees are like quite dense, but you can just like kind of push off the beaten path and go through them if you guys choose.
Constitution.
Grish just charges right through. He just like, delicious! I smell bread! And just doesn't have any care in the world. Whereas
So,
the rest of you
like-
guys kind of slog through the forest.
So just out of game for a second. Alex's intelligence got reduced to 4. Grissom's intelligence is 5. So, no, sorry, 6. So quite different.
He's immune. Okay.
Would I know from Liliana that these plants kind of like, have some effects? Or was she more
That-
like a home spirit?
I mean, you could, yeah, no, she didn't like change your stats, so your nature skill. I mean, you didn't have nature as one of your proficiencies, did you?
No, but I have an intelligence of 16.
Yeah, I mean, you did have a +3 to nature. That was like your attempt to commune with her and retrieve that knowledge, but I think you failed, yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'll just walk
That's
through the
cool.
trees. I'll follow the boys.
No worries.
These big ones over here make me nervous, so we're just gonna avoid those
Mystery
completely.
As you guys move through, there's a bunch of berries off to the right-hand side.
I look at Alex and I say, just ignore them.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Grisha's gonna grab some berries.
yay!
Thank
Do with them. Do you want to make a nature check?
Does Grish want to make a nature check? Nah, he's just gonna grab the berries.
I
He's
feel
not
like
gonna
he's a
eat-
woodsman.
Oh yeah.
Are you just
okay.
gonna grab him?
No, because look, he would have eaten things that made him sick or nearly killed him in the past. So while this isn't like this is more of like a practical experience-based thing.
Yeah.
I mean, provided this is a whole new fucking stretch of woods, though. So I'll make a
Yeah.
nature check.
It would definitely make sense for him to like understand that
Ooh.
you gotta.
Oh,
So he's 100% sure they're safe. Like these are almost certainly blackberries, as he knows from home.
Before
As he
he
did.
Hang on, before you say anything, I do not let you eat them. If I see him walk up and try to eat these, I'm slapping them out of his hand, and I'm just gonna give him a smack across the face and say, "Let's keep talking."
Grish is
Like, hey.
convinced that these are safe.
He's gonna spend the next 5 minutes trying to convince Store that they're like good to eat and we should harvest all these berries and eat them and stuff.
You can make a persuasion check, and Stork could make a charisma save.
My worst stat.
I've got 0, so
Sorry. What was that? Oh, you
Yeah,
made it? Okay. Store's
Yeah,
not
so-
convinced.
yeah, fair enough.
I just grab his
Well-
hand and lead him like a little kid.
He's like, all right, we'll go now.
Oh, this is what the berries look like, by the way. This is a courtesy of our good friend Sobek.
Unknown berry.
X with the question mark. I really
Cool.
like these.
look like blackberries.
They do
Oh.
look like blackberries.
That's my favorite kind of berry.
I want to go pick some as well, but I won't eat them.
All right,
It's gonna
you
come
pick
like-
some, put them in like a pouch.
Yeah. Mystery berries.
I'll give you some of these berries into your inventory.
As we're walking, I kind of just look at Grizz and I'm like, you know, from one brute to another, it's people like you who give us barbarians a bad name.
Grizz just looks over and just glares at him and frowns.
Story, you're being too hard on him. Those berries did look appetizing after all. I would have eaten some myself if he hadn't stopped him.
What the fuck is a barbarian?
I just kind of, I just like
A
kind of
warrior.
gestured to me and Grizz and like barbarian. Let us keep
Grizz is
moving.
actually just a really dumb fighter.
Really? Oh shit!
Mm,
All right, you guys keep pushing through. You can see like some signs. Make a perception check. Actually, I'll make one for you guys. We'll do.
Let's eat the berries right next to the flower that made one of our party members stupider. This seems like a good idea.
So Alex and Grish, you pick up on like some signs of like habitation. You pick up on some signs that something's been around here that is something lives around here. You can see like some of the plants are broken. You can see tracks. You can see a number of footprints set like around like in this general vicinity, kind of
Grizz had a
particularly
dream.
around this area.
Grizz had a dream about giant pigs last night, so he's kind of excited by the prospect that there might be giant pigs in the area. He's feverishly searching the bushes, like looking all around, hoping to see giant pigs.
No worries.
So let's avoid that area. You say like large? How big?
Mm,
Like how?
Kind of like medium-sized tracks. More like it would probably make sense for it to be like more of the moss dogs that you saw earlier.
Okay. I just think maybe we could just give them a wide berth. What do you guys want to do?
I just want to get Jerry home.
I just want to get home as well.
Yeah.
I
As
don't
much as I love this
intend to
place.
have fun in these woods.
I would love to get home as well.
Isn't home that way? And I point back towards the other camp.
All the directions look the same. All I see are trees.
I think we have to go north. Like, I think it's like north is the direction back to the camp.
Never mind. I was talking more like isn't his home with the other Japetans.
Ah. Chris don't know about that.
I'm still Vic's store. I just have a different body.
Okay, as you guys kind of keep pushing forward, Store sees like what appears to be a vine, like branching out in this direction, with clear signs of the corruption that you guys have fought previously. It's sort of like it's thicker in this area, and it tapers out towards like this bit here.
I stop the party and I just point at it and I say, I don't like the look of that.
It just looks like shrubbery.
I think we should give it a wide berth and we'll come back to take a further look at it. I think it looks kind of corrupted.
It's the second time I've heard that saying. What does that mean? You want to give birth to plants? What is a wide berth?
Just go around it. Give it a nice space and distance.
Okay, those are words I can understand.
You can, now that you're a bit closer, you can see like the corruption seems to be like stemming out from this general vicinity.
We take out the corruption.
Isaac doesn't even see the corruption.
We're pretty worn thin.
I mean,
Does it look like a mass population of corruption? Have we seen this much corruption in one place?
It kind of just looks like a small layer of vines kind of winding their way through the undergrowth. It doesn't look like a thick mass of vines or anything like that, as far as you can see. But the ground is kind of covered in like a fairly thick layer of leaves.
Oh fuck!
Does it smell like evil?
Can I go
Divine
and kick
sense.
some of the leaves to see the undergrowth a little better?
I mean, you can walk forward and kick some of the leaves, but we'll resolve Isaac's thing first. You do get a sense of like evil coming from that vicinity.
I think the dog was
Okay.
trying to lead us here.
Isaac walks over and checks out the direction of the evil without touching the vines. Do I see
Vic-
like an obvious source of what I'm smelling?
Same as the others. You kind of just, now that's been pointed out to you, you're seeing like a thin coating of vines and then like a very thick coating of leaves. Vic, you get to step forward and have a look for more vines. Okay, so you step forward, Vic, and you start like rooting around in like the different vines, in the undergrowth. Sorry, my dog's trying to get up on the table. You make a nature check for me.
Yeah. Alex, my dear, I think you might be on to something.
I don't like this, guys. I think we should just keep moving. I don't want to put Jerry in danger.
I agree. I really want to keep moving too, but that dog and then...
Riz turns to the party and he goes, "Weren't we looking for this corruption?"
I think we should fight it off. There's evil afoot. I wouldn't feel right letting this continue to live here.
I agree with Isaac. I think we have to do something. Those animals are usually not that docile unless they need help.
Then Grisham, Vic, if you're with me, let's fight these things. And Store, if you're the warrior I thought you were, you join us as well.
I'm in. I'm definitely.
Okay,
Must save Moss Dog.
Vic, you can see the vines that were quite thin at first. They are like thickening out as they get closer to the direction that you guys are headed towards.
Can sorry, Jackie, can Grizz have attuned to this mace last night, or do you want me to do it in the future?
I think you've had it identified for a while, right?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
identified for ages, just haven't actively
Yeah.
attuned to it. So,
Yeah, you can have a tune for it. That's fine.
cool.
Okay.
Very good.
What would you guys like to do now?
I would like to cut this vine. I take one of my axes and I just give a swing down, see what happens after I cut it.
So which one? The one like up near where you are?
Yeah, kind of like I just for the party to back up a little bit, just in case like it sprays evil mist at us. But whatever's like the closest one to me, as long as it's not too thick.
So, sorry, I'm trying to keep an eye on my dog as well.
Say
You
it,
pull
as long
back your axe. You pull back your axe and you swing it down on this section of vine, and you hear like what appears to be like a screech of pain coming from kind of off in this direction. And the vines kind of like writhe a little bit, and you see some of them like pull away from you.
Grish just wants to move forward and sort of just carefully pick his way through the vines.
Yeah, I'm gonna start pulling out my crossbow and racking up a bolt.
Isaac is following Grisham's lead, just like cutting plants down that are in the way, like he's using his sword like a machete.
Yeah.
Store's just being a straight asshole and keeps cutting vines, the corrupted vines, because it seemed to piss this thing off a little bit. So
Okay, so you guys just like kind of moving forward and like cutting away at the vines.
Yeah. Yep.
It seems as though you're making progress. Like more and more of the vines are kind of like retracting from you as you go. So you kind of like almost forming a line, really.
Yep.
Do they remain motionless after they've been cut off?
Yeah, it appears as though like as they fall and like they writhe, then they like lay still. And you guys are moving further and further as you cut and you cut. Let me see here. Who would be up front in this situation?
I go up front.
Grizz.
I'd say probably me and Grizz.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
stagger to
like-
the side, kind of like.
I'll be
how
like
you ride a
right behind
motorcycle.
them. I'm
Like
I'm
here?
more of like I'm cutting behind them, but I'm like more of keeping an eye out and directly in front of us and around us.
So Grizz isn't holding Smashy at the moment. He's got the mace and the shield.
Okay.
Could I also light a torch?
You sure can. I'm going to say Grish, Alex, and Isaac all see, watching from the other side of the clearing, two more of the moss dogs. And they are kind of like looking at interest upon like, you know, what it is that you're doing. Just need my combat tracker up. Need more screen. Stretch
Looks
my
like we
shit
got
out.
more of those dogs. I don't like the way they're eyeing us.
Can I throw some more of my moss towards the moss dogs?
You sure can. They don't take any notice of that this time around. They're fixated on what it is that you're doing. I'm just trying to find. Where's my first one?
I know that the dogs seem curious rather than angry, which is probably a good sign.
Okay, so as you cut and cut, the screeching gets more intense, and it's starting to sound like it's coming from a lot closer. It's really hard to pinpoint it down because it kind of comes from like different sources. It reverberates.
Bless you.
As you get for like you come across like a very thick like body of a vine. The dog.
Is the thick body of a vine, is it like a grouping, or is it just one long vine that's very big?
It appears to be like one large vine, sort of like bulging out of the undergrowth. Wait, off the table. Come on.
You guys want to set it on fire?
Yeah, can I throw my torch at it?
Yeah.
It might
I'm in
spread
for
to the
that.
rest of the forest.
Is
Sure, you
the
want to set a
forest
fire?
is the forest around us dry or wet?
It's very wet. Like it's kind of more like a rainforest you feel. And this you can take your torch and touch it to this like massive bulge of vine, but it really wouldn't like catch straight away. It's way too sturdy for that, and it's way too damp. Like you can see it kind of sizzle as you put your torch down. So is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to touch the torch down to it?
Yeah, pretty much just trying to hold it there for as long as I can to hopefully get it to light up.
Yeah, you see it's like sizzles, but the dampness of it doesn't allow it to catch fire. At this point, Grish takes one more step forward, and that's the point where we're all gonna roll initiative. Oh, dog! As Grish takes one final step forward, the undergrowth, like all the thick leaves, start to just writhe and like thrash, and you see like this enormous mass of vines just like emerges from underneath, and many of you are kind of like caught up in it. Did that pop up for you guys?
No.
Yeah, no.
Really? It should have. God damn it.
Holy shit. I don't like this anymore.
Wait, did it pop up?
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's there now.
Yeah, okay, cool. It just took a little second to load. So there's a massive vines kind of like writhing around underneath you, and the vines immediately try to take hold of Grish and Store. This one is going to make
Oh damn.
attack. The Grish gets slashed by one of these vines as it rears up and just like wails across his chest. He takes 10 points of damage. Store is going to also get smacked at. Also taking 11 points of damage by another vine. This vine that hits Store, it looks sharper and it has like a red tinge to it, whereas the one that attacked Grish, it looks more like it has kind of like a vaguely bluish hue to it. And as this one slaps at Store, he took his damage. Cool. So now our initiatives are going to come to play. I'm just going to roll initiative for these guys. I realize that I haven't revealed these creatures. You can see like the vines are kind of like centered upon 2 points. It's almost like there's these two entities in control of separate sections of the vines. They do seem to be somewhat weakened by your efforts earlier though. You can see like bleeding stumps coming off as like this creature has sort of like started writhing around. Standing around, you see the dog-like creatures who are watching start to hiss and bark, and they look like they also have vines sort of like protruding from their heads or their backs, kind of like writhing about, and they're looking a lot more aggressive than they did earlier. It becomes clear that like they have signs of the corruption that you have encountered earlier, now that they have gone on the offensive. Oi,
Is it-
oi, oi!
Is this tree like the main
No,
bad guy?
no. Sorry.
I assume so. Maybe if we kill the tree root thingo, then the dogs won't be
No.
dicks.
Wait, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, is this like supposed to represent what this thing is? Is the tree supposed to
Yeah,
represent
so-
the giant vine?
Sorry, the tree is something different. The tree is just one that has started to move around a little bit off to the side. It doesn't seem to be taking any aggressive actions at the moment, but it doesn't quite look right. It's not as all of this is starting to happen. It's clearly been affected by the movement of the vines. Sorry, my dog's being a terror today. She just started to chew some cables there.
We had a good run,
Right.
boys.
It looks that way, don't it?
Hey. Come on. Got you good. Got you good.
Did Olmec say if we were grappled? Was anybody grappled?
Not that I remember.
I said I don't believe so. I think they just attacked us.
Okay. So, first up is going to be one of the dog-like creatures, which we're going to need to name as we go. We're going to call this one Alfonso.
Hey.
Alfonso is going to, if I can find him, is going to charge forward. Fuck's sake. Okay. Alfonso's going to charge forward, and you see the vines upon Alfonso's head start, or like coming from his back kind of thing. They like lash forward at you. Thor manages to just like sidestep as these vines kind of like lash all around him. Although he's thrown off balance by the vines under his feet, he does manage to avoid the attack. No, nothing. Next up, we have Grish, I believe. All right, Grish, what would you like to do? Grish, you muted, dude.
He's gonna swing his mace at the nearest jungle vine.
No worries.
Am I already within 5 feet of the one just directly above me?
So, any movement in this area potentially is going to trigger opportunity attacks. These are kind of like two creatures entwined into one, and they're spread out over over like decently large area.
Can I reach the one that's directly above me?
You can. Like, it's not terribly difficult to like differentiate one of the. So there's kind of like one of the vines has like a red hue, and one of the vines has more of like a blue tinge to it. And if you target the blue one, you'll be targeting. We're gonna have to give these names. I'll just tell them. Blue vine.
Rose and Daisy.
Red.
I love it.
Rose. Daisy.
Blue. Yeah. And Delilah.
Although I put it backwards.
Iris.
Okay, so Iris is the blue vine,
There's
and
two
Rose is
roses.
the red. Is there two
You
roses?
made the tree
Oh,
rose.
it made the tree rose. That's
You
probably
should
why.
name the tree
Let's call 'em-
oak. Professor
oak.
Oak.
Okay, so you are targeting Iris by the sounds of it, or Rose?
Yeah, Iris. I'm gonna.
Okay, no
If I-
worries.
I don't need to move, so I'll stay where I am, and I'm gonna swing. Kaldrak, Drinker of Souls. At
No
Iris.
worries. Okay. So Grish pulls out this like sinister looking mace that you guys hadn't seen before. You vaguely recall him picking it up in like the derelict temple you visited a little while back, but he hasn't used it up until now. And it is essentially like a. Did we have a picture of it, Grish?
It looks like
Let's see.
a chalice. There was no picture attached to it. From what you
Okay.
described, it looked like a vessel or like a liquid containing, like a bell.
Yeah, so it's like a skull on the end of like a bone forged like shaft, and
You're right.
the skull is
Bell
like
on
the skull is hollow, and it looks as though it could contain something, but it still looks incredibly sturdy. So as you swing forward, make your attack roll. Oh, you already did. Make your damage roll. Okay. Smash forward. You inflict a fairly decent amount of damage to Rose, crushing one of the sections of vine, and you hear like a writhing, screeching noise as you do so. Next up, do you have anything else you wanted to do? Sorry.
No, that was pretty much it. I think I was just going to make that attack.
No worries. Next up is going to be another one of our dogs, who we're going to call
Barry.
Barry. This one's Barry too. Barry the Green. He's going to run
Scrolls don't
forward.
come very.
Okay. He's going to run forward and he's going to make an attack at Grish.
Please. Bag of thee.
He is going to succeed with gusto.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Okay, so Barry is going to run forward. I'll let you make this save. So Barry's going to run forward. I just did it for you, but... and the vines from his back just, like, fly around Grish and, like, rip and tear and finally come to rest around Grish's leg. Make a con... It's con save? No, strength save.
Didn't you make it for me?
I did, but I feel like you should be able to make your own saves.
No. What happens, happens.
Alright,
Fine.
cool.
Well,
So he clings onto your leg and you are grappled. And the vines are like holding pretty tightly.
Grish
next
cries
up-
out, "Ah!" and he's obviously looking pretty wounded.
Yes, Grish starts to bleed heavily. Rose, what would you like to do? I don't know why I talk to my NPCs. I always do this. Rose
Is Rose a
going
vine?
to- Rose is a vine.
It'd be really good if they were color coded.
What's that?
Oh, I guess they are. The skulls are color coded.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna make a slash on Alex. Oh, sorry, that was just straight up damage. I apologize. What am I doing this morning? Let's heal you up, Alex.
You can heal Grizz up too if you want. I mean,
Help! Help!
Okay, so it's gonna make an attack roll, not a damage roll. So the vines start to constrict around Alex, but Alex's heavy armor just negates all of the potential damage from these sharp vines writhing around her body. And there is very little effect. Alex, what would you like to do?
If I use Bless, does that mean that every time someone does an attack or a save roll, they add a d4, or can I only use it once?
No, it's every time.
Okay.
But you have to
I'm-
maintain concentration, so if you're getting attacked, every time you get attacked, there's a chance that the spell gets stopped by you being distracted, essentially.
Ah, okay. Maybe. In that case, I'll maybe just attack Rose with my flail. I think I put it on the.
No worries. So you do hit. Roll your damage.
How do I roll damage?
So from your character sheet, this is what happens when you're only in diplomacy missions.
Actually, yeah, no, I've got it.
You got it? Beautiful. Okay. So Alex just starts like smashing around with a like flail, dealing decent damage to the plants around her. You can actually, if you want, Alex, choose to smite.
Yeah, can I use Searing Smite?
You sure can. Can
I
you?
think it's
Let me
a
see.
1d6, and then it might set on fire.
Yeah, so Searing Smite is a next time you hit kind of a thing. So you can choose to like use it as like, but it makes more sense to use it before you attack, and you've already kind of attacked this turn. If you want to
Okay.
though, with the like normal smite, the divine smite, you can choose to use it after you hit, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, so I have to do Searing Smite before I attack.
Correct. Same with Wrathful Smite.
Okay. Okey-dokes. No, I'd probably hold on this time.
No worries. The other thing you could do if you wanted is give someone Shield of Faith, which increases their AC, because that's also a bonus
okay.
action. But
Oh,
it wouldn't
okay.
use up one of your spell slots, and you only have 2.
Yep, I'll give a Shield of Faith to Grisham.
Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so
I think if that's
after
damage.
Alex flails, she turns to Grish, holds up her like pull. You see her pull like a chalice from her like I don't know where she was stashing that, but she pulls it out and she just like whispers an incantation into it. What would you say to your god?
Oh, grant this being protection to party on. Next time.
You hear like a voice in your head as this like, and it sort of sounds like a surfer dude. Just says like, "Right on, dude." And you see like a glowing like emanation surround Grish. I'm gonna apply that to him. All right, rad. Next up is our next dog-like creature, who we need a name for.
Tony. Tony Starch.
Okay, so Tony, you realize as Tony starts to react as this combat broke out, that you recognize him. He had like some distinctive markings. He was the one that was being playful with you earlier, and he looks at like the vine mass. He looks at the other moss dogs, and you can see him like make a decision as to whether he runs away or like dives into the fray. And he decides that he's going to charge forward, and he attacks Barry the Green from behind, trying to help Grish out.
Tony.
Unfortunately, his footing is off balance on the writhing vine mass, and as his vines fly forward, the dog sort of turns at the last minute, still attached to Grish, and just ducks out of the way. Vic, what would you like to do?
Do I see Grish getting onslaughted?
Yeah, man, you're only like 10 feet away.
Okay. I'm gonna fire at I guess Iris is in the way. I'm gonna fire at Iris.
No worries. No worries. Iris and like Rose, although I'm gonna make them. I didn't want to make them too big, but think of them as like, essentially they are like this entire vine mass, if that makes sense.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna fire at them.
Okay. So you're gonna target down Iris. Go for it. Oof. Oof. It was just hovering on a 19 too. Rip. Okay. So, what are you firing with? You have a crossbow or a bow?
Crossbow.
Cool. So you see our small teddy bear companion pull out a crossbow, and somehow in the writhing vine mass, the crossbow bolt goes like through and between all of the different writhing vines and just sticks into a tree harmlessly. Oh, that was perfect. On the other side. Another one of the dog-like creatures is going to come into play. What will this one be called?
Fred Flintstone.
Fred Flintstab it is.
Yes, Flintstab.
Gonna jump off of the other one and use it as a springboard to leap at Store, gaining advantage now for being in his pack. So, as Store ducks out of the way of the first dog creature, the second one comes and springs off the first one's back, and this vine mass just like attaches itself to Store's head, lashing and ripping at flesh. And he's going to do a decent chunk of damage. And Store, you're gonna make a strength save for me, or I can do it for you. Up to you.
I got it. Maybe I should.
You do succeed. So the vines grip onto your head, but you instinctively just like rip them away and like roar back at this thing. And he lands just next to you here. Store, it's now your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay, well, first thing, so I took a feat that lets me do two-hand damage with one hand.
Yep.
So shouldn't those 2d10s, or shouldn't those 2d8s be 2d10s?
Yeah, I can do that, dude.
Alright, and can I hit both of them at once, or no?
You can target one, like you can target 2 attacks on 2 different creatures if you want, but it would be like 1d10 on each. But or only one of them would have the bonus, if that makes sense.
That's fine, actually. I'm just gonna rage, and I take out Fred.
No worries. I should have changed that now.
And I miss. It's okay. Love it.
Rip, dude. At least you're now raging. As you see Store get angry at the damage he's taken, he grows to fill the space. And he pulls out his 2 axes which grow with him, and he swings at Alfonso, but he's still like blood's running down his face and he's off balance as he as Alfonso nimbly dodges out of the way of this huge like towering Store cutter. Next up, Iris.
Does the purple glow get bigger as he increases in size?
I like to think it does, yes.
Yes, excellent.
He's got huge glowing purple eyes as well. He's quite an imposing figure.
Are they not intimidated by this?
Are you not entertained? Okay, so in response, Iris is going to take a swing. Looks like. Okay, so Iris, like I want to say blue vine, reaches up and tries to lash at Store, but makes significantly less purchase now that Store is enormous. Isaac, what would you like to do?
I can technically hit Rose from where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna swing at Rose. And let's see here. Okay, and
You can re-roll it with your inspiration if you want.
yeah, I'll do that.
It does just hit.
Okay. And I'm gonna swing at it, and as I do, I'm gonna smite Rose.
Alright, describe to me what that would look like.
Okay. Basically, what it looks like is Isaac's eyes like glow like a faint blue as he puts all his resolve into this one swing. And his sword, right before it connects, it like it like flashes everyone, kind of like a flashbang slightly. Not as blinding. As it strikes, it kind of cracks into the wood. You can see blue glowing from the cracks.
Alright, so Isaac swings forward, his sword glowing like a holy blue light, and severs like a substantial section of the vine mass. Did you do the damage already? Yeah, you did. Sweet.
Is that the right one?
Yeah, yeah, you did it. You did it. If it was the second level, or if they were undead, then it would have done more. So you would have done 3d8. But yeah, that's correct. Okay, so you see that the vines writhe in pain as this happens. Would you like to do anything else?
Let's see.
You don't have much you can do, really.
Nope. I mean, can I move lower, a little like lower towards Oak without triggering a opportunity?
You are kind of like in the vine mass, although you're just on the outskirts. Any like movement across it will likely trigger an opportunity attack.
Okay, I'll stay where I'm at, and that's my turn.
No worries.
Oh, I do want to know something.
Yep.
The way we came from, is it clear? Okay, if we had to run.
It appears to be.
Alright, cool, that's it.
No worries.
No reason asking for a friend.
You see, at this point, you see like what appears to be a humanoid face, just like turns as this tree like swivels, and just watches what's unfolding in front of it. At this point, nothing further from Professor Oak. Alfonso is going to continue to wail on Store.
If I die, take care, Jerry.
You're not gonna die
You're
today,
not
Store.
fucking dying here.
I think we're all gonna die together. Like,
Oh, he might die today.
where is Jerry? Just out of curiosity.
Oh man, whoever hurt you this week, we are sorry, bro.
Jerry's just like Jerry's whimpering behind a tree, like he's kind of terrified.
I say my hope would be he's behind Vic, just hiding.
I'll put him on the map for you guys, alright?
No, that's okay. That just gives him a token to attack. You can just leave him invisible. I don't want.
Alright, so Jerry like takes a tentative step forward and Stone's like, no!
No, Jerry, be safe.
Jerry's my only
Jerry
concern now.
very happily hides.
Store's dog. He's a mastiff.
Okay, so
That's
where are we
Jerry.
at? You're gonna make a strength save for me, Store, with advantage, of course, because I think it'll do that automatically anyway.
Strength save.
Yep. It'll give you advantage because you're raging.
You can...
Yeah, easy. So, Store gets slashed again by the vines on Alfonso's back, and he just like bats them aside as they try to cling onto him. Next up,
You can.
Grish, what would you like to do?
Grish is going to. Is it alright if I throw my shield as a free action? Not to do any damage, just sort of more of like a. So Grish is just sort of like getting pissed off, you know, all his friends are getting wowed into. He just takes his shield and he just throws it at Iris.
Go for it.
Not as an attack, I just want to basically get rid of the shield.
Yeah, that's
He puts
fine.
both hands on this mace and just sort of like hews into Iris and just like smashes into it as hard as he can.
We'll say that as Barry jumps up before, you threw the shield off and it just like bonked him in the head and fell back over his head. And then you go for it. Swing at Iris, I assume. Or Rose. Which one are you going for?
Iris.
Okay. You like the token for Iris, guys?
Can you just change the Kaldrak to 1d12? Because I'm using it as a two-handed weapon now.
Yeah, I think actually you'll find if you... I don't know if it's imported correctly.
Oh, yeah,
but you
yeah,
should be able to...
yeah.
Does that work?
Wait, dice. If I drag a d12, will that do it?
No, never
Yeah,
mind.
okay, yeah, cool.
I've got a... Oh, okay, what? Let me...
Yeah, no, it's not working for me.
It's 1d12.
Hi, baby.
That should work. I can if I give it the versatile trait, it'll be able to you'll be able to toggle it like you do for Smashy.
Oh, yeah, sweet. Right. Yeah, cool. Alright.
Okay, go for it.
Ooh, that's very nice. Very nice. Alright, so I smash into Iris. And like sweat and sort of like sap, I imagine, is dripping off of him.
100%. You see like a basically plant gore just like flies free as like you smash it with your mace.
Yep, he's gonna pop his action surge and make another attack.
Yep.
Also at Iris. He's gonna wail into him with this mace. Ooh,
Oh my god. Good thing you have a +9.
I know. That's insane, isn't it? Oh god.
Alright.
Smashes it again.
Iris is starting to look very lethargic as like the blue sections of Vine are sort of just like sluggishly moving around now, much less animated than before, but still with some life left in them.
And he's gonna use his Chris is gonna use his bonus action to cast Second Wind on himself. Try and get some hit
Gotcha.
points back. He's
No
sort
worries,
of like
go for it.
hops down, puts his fist up against his head, and just goes. Just eats a little bit of meat just real quickly.
Alright, no worries. You've done it already? Easy.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, we have
Here we go.
Barry the Green. Barry is going to look at Tony, who just attacked him from behind, and then stare back at Grish and go for an attack on Grish.
Oh, I've got 2 less AC now. Let me just change that. It might affect whether or not you hit or not.
Yeah, thanks.
Drop it, yeah.
Yep. So as the light of the Shield of Faith flares, the vine attacks kind of slide off of Grish on either side, not being able to find purchase. And you hear like a faint like voice on the wind that says, "Party on, dude." Alright, next up, Rose. What is Rose gonna do? Rose is going to try to get hold of Grish very badly. You see the red vines like light up with a glowing red energy, and these like what appear to be teeth protrude from the vines, and they fly in at Grish from like several directions. But Grish, in the meantime, has like he goes down just to like eat his snack and like have a breather, just as all these vines converge where he was standing just a second before. And he just stands up and he goes, that was delicious, not realizing that he'd like come very close to being wrapped up in these terrifying vines. Next up is Alex.
I'll just hit Rose again with. Oh, sorry. I'll use my Searing Smite as my bonus action, and I'll hit Rose with the flail. Nice.
Oh,
good.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me. A 1 and a 2. What is this?
but you do get the smite damage too. So
Yeah,
the way smite works is you should have applied it to yourself before you attacked, but we can just do that. We can just roll the damage onto him. So it's 1d6 by the looks of it. Let me just read that. Next time you does a 1d6 damage to the target and causes the flames to ignite. At the start of each of its turns, must make a con saving throw. Or take 1d6 damage. It seems weird that you take make a con save or just be burned.
So I do 1d6 at the moment?
I will just apply that damage.
Does the 1d6 get doubled because of the nat 20 or?
Not on the smite damage. That's just like your damage, like your weapon damage dice.
Yeah.
So roll a 1d6 and I'll apply that damage to the.
Okie dokie.
Okay. So you see Rose light up, and the flame lingers. You can see like fire kind of spreads to various sections of the rose. And I'm just going to create a little custom effect quickly, because I can make it go ongoing. Oh no, it should be... I'm just going to add an effect, and you're going to have to help me remember that it's on fire, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll just make it roll con and take damage if it doesn't succeed. Okay, I just need a quick check on my pup to make sure she's not fighting with the big pup. Bear with me. If you want to get a drink, guys, that might be a good time.
Wait.
Oh boy.
We're about to die, guys.
No, it's fine.
That
Everything's
was
gonna
good.
be okay.
I have lay on hands if you do go down.
And you're not gonna go down next turn. I got a plan.
I have a plan if Omega lets me get away with it.
This fucking Modelo. It's not a Modelo. It's a Corona.
Hopefully, because he said Rose and Iris are really big, he lets me hit all. I have an ability that lets me attack in a straight line, and hopefully I can hit Iris, Barry, and Rose all at the same time.
That'd be nice.
It would be super nice. I might actually kill Rose and Iris if I hit. They're pretty weak.
Oh my goodness. What have we fucking done to ourselves?
And we haven't even touched
We
Professor
even-
Oak yet.
We even talked about just leaving it be. The better in us, I guess.
I was literally saying, as soon as he said there was vines, I was like, can we get Jerry home and then we can talk about this when we get there?
At least they didn't put your dog in combat.
He tried. I wasn't allowing that. Jerry must live. It's the only thing that matters.
Sorry, folks.
It's all good, bro.
Two
Are we
people are
around?
one person missing now.
I think it's my fault, guys. It's because I dissolved Inglar's leg last week.
Oh, yeah, we're paying for that, aren't we?
It's okay. Olmeg's gonna give him a fresh leg, aren't you, Olmeg?
He's gonna have a
Somehow
robot
your
plant
lost
leg.
magically grows back.
He's gonna have like a plant mechanoid leg that like sprouts vines and attacks things.
As soon as he went into the camp, I was like, I wonder if Olmeg's gonna fix his leg or not.
So you know, we were talking about the Numenera supplement and stuff, and how I was interested in it the other day, Jackie.
Yeah.
There's one of the classes specializes in there's like mechanical implants. But there's also like a biological implant thing. So like the harvester feature, I think it is. So you can like sort of harvest limbs from like dead creatures and like graft them onto your own body. So you might have like a tentacle arm or like a claw arm or like a
Valdus Spire has like a section on that in the back.
yeah.
Super awesome. Sora's gonna get wings.
Yeah. I mean, if I was gonna have appendages, I'd have like spider legs, like Dr. Octopus, like 8 of the cunts.
All right, so we all here, guys.
Yeah,
Not
here.
Alex.
I'm here.
Oh, Alex is away.
Can he do anything else though?
He's had a
Should be
bonus
done.
and an action. I don't think he'd want to move.
Yeah, we could probably move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries. Okay. Tony's turn. Tony of the starch variety is going to reach out and attack Barry again.
Reach out and...
Okay, so Tony reaches out and its little vines grip onto the back of Barry and try to pull him back, but Barry sort of like shrugs him off, causing some significant damage, but pushing through and continuing its assault against Grisham. All right, Vic, what would you like to do?
Fuck. I wanna. This is dumb. Does my crossbow have like a little lantern or something, you know, where I keep it attached, where I swing it, or is it just fucking crossbow, isn't it?
Like a little lanyard, like where you'd holster it. Yeah, you'd have like a way to store it on you.
I drop it. I'm gonna reach in my bag and I'm gonna grab my potion of healing and I'm gonna run up the store and I'm gonna feed him this potion.
Okay, well, Store is a large creature right now, and you are a small creature. So I'm going to say make an acrobatics check for me. If you get above like a 15, then you won't even take an opportunity attack. But if you get above a 10, you'll be able to get up to him.
Can I help him at all?
Not on his turn.
I got 10.
You got a 10? Okay, so as you run forward, you see vines sprout up to try and stymie your progress and slash across at you, and you are going to take an opportunity attack.
Thank you. I appreciate that, sir.
You're welcome. Thankfully, you do like a knee slide under this vine as it like comes up, as it tries to swing at you, and you do like this tiny adorable knee slide where you're like, and then you jump back up to your feet and you climb up Store's leg, and you can actually just stay up on his shoulder if you want, like out of reach. Like you feed in the potion, you can give him the healing from that potion. But that will be your action, by the way, to use the potion on someone else. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was making on. What? How much healing does he get again from that potion? It's a 1d4 plus 4.
It's 2d4 plus 4 is normal one. From off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
Depends on the
Should say
potion.
on the
Yeah,
potion
you should be able to just drag the
Sure,
effect onto
2d4
him.
plus 4.
Alright.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2, sorry. Not 4.
Oh, I didn't give that one a stat block, sorry. I'm just gonna. You can roll 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
So just roll 2d4 and we'll add the healing.
Let's
Nice.
go. 8.
So a store gets 8 health back.
I'm gonna disengage back here, and then as my free action, I'm gonna scream out, "We're being surrounded!"
Okay. So this tiny bear scampers up the side of store, pours a potion down Store's throat, and just like disappears back off into the brush. Okay. Next up is going to be Fred Flintstab, who is going to choose to run after this tiny bear, letting Store take an opportunity attack if he wants.
Absolutely. It's okay, I miss.
All right, no worries. Fred is going to attack this little bear. But again, as this dog runs forward, the vines kind of fly over your head. No, this time he targets your leg, seeing you ducked under the last attack, and you jump up much more adroitly than he expected based on your frame, and avoid the vines again. Next up is Store. What would you like to do?
All right. So Rose and Iris are like this entire vine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a thing called Giant Blows that lets me attack in a 15-foot straight line. Could I hit Iris and Rose?
I'd say you could hit them both, yeah.
What about Barry?
Probably not all 3. Just because, like, there's a lot going on in that area. Like, if you're going to hit all 3, you probably would tag Grish or Tony at least.
I'd be okay with hitting. No, never mind. All right, so we'll hit Iris and Rose, and I'm going to use Reckless Attack.
No worries. Go for your life.
Well, I should get 2 on that.
Yeah, so you probably should have held...
I
just
thought
roll it again. Just
I
roll it
thought I
again.
was going to do it by itself.
Yeah. I think you just clicked the... Like, you just literally clicked Reckless Attack. It didn't... Does it have an effect? No, I haven't even made an effect for that, sorry.
You're fired, Olmeg.
Yeah. So we hit on that first one, and then roll again on Rose, yeah. Boom. Okay. So the vines that are Iris, like the blue vines, start to fall limp, and Rose, go for it. Okay.
He's still alive after 20 damage? Get real.
So Store just like unloads with this massive blow down the center of the vine mass, cleaving like heavy damage into both of the vine clusters, and one of them stops moving.
And that's it. Move to the next person.
No worries. Okay. So the blue vine mass, looking completely lifeless at this point, you see it just start to... You see the tiniest blue vine start to wiggle, and this vine kind of like tracks between Store's legs, and he jumps out of the way, and the vine, instead of targeting Store, finds its way down the throat of Alfonso. Oh, dog. And you see like Alfonso's body start to be filled by this like blue light, as Alfonso starts to shrivel and drain, and you see a pulsing blue energy pass up the vine and head into the blue vine mass as it starts to reanimate. So Alfonso is going to be drained of all his hit points.
Wait, I stepped away for a second. Irish is coming back to life? Is that what I just heard?
You see Alfonso's body fall limp, and Iris is now alive again, looking pretty healthy. The vines knit back together and start to writhe around again. It also... Yeah, no, we'll say that's all I can do this turn. But the corpse of Alfonso lays there, completely shriveled. Isaac, what would you like to do?
So Iris is back to life.
Indeed.
Okay, I'm gonna use Vow of Enmity on Rose.
No worries.
My Vow of Enmity is I hate plants.
The glaive would be real nice right about now, huh, Isaac?
Okay. And that's that.
All right.
Rose dead, and knowing that I witnessed what Iris did to Alfonso, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way I can opportunity attack anything that crawls out of Rose?
No, that would be an action to like ready an attack like that.
Okay. I guess, yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. So, yeah, Isaac swings through some of the last vestiges of the red vine, and that's about it. At this point, this strange-looking tree, seeing its opportunity as Isaac is distracted, you see it, and something flies out of it towards Isaac.
Ping pong.
It's supposed to be this.
Ping pong.
These like small
It
spines,
missed.
like
It missed.
did it? Oh, it
missed.
did. Why did I do that? Yeah, my bad.
Yep.
What's your
I guess I
AC,
just
Isaac?
assumed a 17 would hit for some reason.
My AC is 18.
My bad, dude. Okay,
Good.
so these small spines fly at Isaac and just like lodge themselves into his chainmail. Thankfully, getting caught between the links and not penetrating his flesh. At that point, the tree kind of like looks the other way as though nothing is amiss here. Grish, what would you like to do?
She's gonna just gonna keep targeting Iris, like seeing it go down and come back up again. He's like somewhat confused, but he's just gonna like put his all into like just like wailing on Iris again.
No worries. Go for it. God damn that, +9.
Cannot miss. Oh, that's a good bit of damage. Oof.
Grish smashes his heavy mace through
Smashes.
the newly reformed limbs of Iris. Next up,
Like this skull, like this green light sort of shines a little bit in this skull, this mace.
at this point, Barry is picked up. Like, so you see the vines wrap around Barry, like Iris's vines, and you see Barry's body, like, somewhat. Yeah, he's on board. You can see Barry's like understanding what's happening, but the vines take Barry's body and literally just throw him through the air towards Stor's face, and this creature just launches through the air. Vines opening up as it gets thrown at this giant Stor, who's still kind of like recovering from his attack before. I was gonna say, Grish, you could take a swing on this.
Yeah, why not?
You do hit.
Think of like baseball. He just like lines it up over his shoulder and just like bang.
If you got a nat 20, I would have let you hit him off course. So you smack one of Barry's legs as he goes past, and you hear something crack. Barry, as he flies at Store, is going to splay his vines out, just opening up on Store's face. And make a strength save for me, Store. Alright. And Store again is just like, no! Just shrugs Barry off, and he lands on the far side. I'll say a bit further back.
So you can line them up nice and neat.
Next up is not Alex, sorry.
What? Where?
Okay, so Rose is going to send a tendril towards Tony Starch.
Run, Tony, run!
So Tony sees the vine coming towards him, and he's going to make a dex save.
Love the tentacle.
Okay.
Yevo. Good old Yevo.
Wait, bro.
So,
Did Rose? Rose is dead.
yeah. So Tony Tony tries to
Oh.
flee, but just a small red tendril comes from the seemingly lifeless body of Rose and penetrates Tony's mouth, going down into his body, and a red light lights Tony up as his vitality is quickly drained away, and you see a red light travel up the vine, replenishing Rose.
Oh, man.
Does Rose have to take a con saving throw?
Indeed. We'll do that in 1 second. But first...
Is Rose still burning?
Yeah, that's what Tom was just pointing out. Yeah.
How do I get that ability where I can drain the life of my allies to gain life back?
The path to the dark arts.
Okay, and it was a con
You're
save, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And failed, so we'll do 1d6. 3 damage. So you see Rose burning. But... Oops. That's not what I meant to do. Yeah. Okay. The fire is less effective than you would have thought against this like writhing red mass of vines. You see it crackling a little bit, but it is largely unaffected. All right. Who is next? Alex. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'm gonna. Oh. If I move there. Oh. Am I?
Sorry. I just moved you back, sorry. Yeah, but you'd want to move there. You will.
If I
You take an
move-
opportunity attack.
Okay, maybe I'll stay within. I'll stay within range, so I don't give that opportunity attack.
It's not really like that. Like the vines are kind of spread across the whole region, so moving anywhere within it like creates opportunities for them.
Oh, so just any movement, even if I'm still
Pretty
next to it.
much. Pretty
Oh,
much.
okay.
So this is like Rose is more like this. Like this is kind of Rose, you know. But I just thought it'd be easier to have them like that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, in that case, I'll just go for a normal flail attack.
Okay, go for it.
Do that. I'm not sure what's happening, but I can't. Try that again. Ah,
Alex flails around with his flail, and unfortunately does not manage to connect as the newly invigorated vines slide out of his way. Next up is the corpse of Tony Starch, who just lays there. Rip. Vic, what would you like to do?
I need to take an action to get my crossbow back out.
It's more like a inventory action, which is not really like an action. You get like one per turn.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna bust that out. I'm gonna fire right at Fred.
I think because he is he's in melee range, you would have disadvantage with the range attack, but you could use disengage and move backwards.
I don't think I would think about that in this, so I'll take the disadvantage just to be fair.
Okay, fair enough. You just panic, try to fire it down his throat.
I feel like I should get advantage for that.
I mean, it's not a
back
bow,
10
but
feet.
okay,
I mean,
no
like
worries.
inspiration, sorry, not advantage.
I'll give you inspiration. That seems fair. I'll give you a point of inspiration for
No,
being
you
a
don't
panicked
have to.
little bear. I like the fact that you're a panicked little bear.
I'm still trying to get used to my body too.
Did you move towards Professor Oak intentionally?
I moved back. I wouldn't.
You didn't see him? He did fire something at Isaac, who was standing right next to you before.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know it was the tree, would I?
You
I seen him.
can make a
move,
perception
didn't I?
check if you want.
Did
I
see
did
him
say he
move?
like moved pretty.
Yeah, then
He
I'll
did move
probably-
pretty obviously before.
I'll move back like this way.
No worries.
Free action.
Okay.
We gotta move,
No
boys.
worries. Fred is going to attempt to attack Isaac.
Could I use my shield protection to give disadvantage for Fred's attack?
What's that? Your shield protection?
So if I see someone, when a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
I
So,
think the
because,
creature
like-
who's attacking needs to be within 5 feet, if that makes sense. Because, like, in my mind, you'd have to be like next to him, like this. Because essentially, what that ability is like you're leaning over to shield someone else. So if you're like all the way behind him, I can't see unless you wanted to move. I'd let you move forward for this, but you take an opportunity attack from the vines.
Do you think the 5 feet is the creature that's attacking rather than 5 feet is the person I'm defending?
I just think like you'd almost need to be alongside the person to shield them with your shield, if that makes sense.
Wouldn't I like run in front of the person I'm defending, sort of thing?
Yeah, but that's like movement. So if you were going to do that, I'd say you'd run to here, and there's that opportunity attack potential.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah? Okay, so you're going to get attacked by the vines, but I'll let you run up here and make an attempt to block that attack. That's pretty cool. Let me just see. Iris is going to attack you. It does hit. You succeeded though on your concentration check, and you managed to maintain your shield of faith on Grish. You get the back of your calves are essentially like cut up by the vines, but you run forward and you heroically put your shield in the path of Fred as he tries to attack Isaac. So he's going to have disadvantage on that one. And he definitely would have hit if he rolled that 17. But instead, the vines bounce harmlessly off the shield that Alex holds, and he roars in frustration. Store, what would you like to do?
So, Store realizing that these things just keep absorbing their friends, I'm gonna attack both Iris and Rose again with reckless attack.
Okay, no worries. That one hits.
Dude, Rose is so OP.
Okay, so Store, feeling quite at home cutting up plants, swings back his axes and carves another great furrow in Iris and Rose. This time, Iris is going to absorb Barry. Oh god.
We better get a lot of XP for this, Omeg.
Man, this is just plant control. Next, and in the same action, so Iris drains energy, replenishes itself, and in frustration lashes out towards Store, and is going to.
They do get advantage.
Oh man, I've not been using this creature correctly. It's supposed to apply effect. It's supposed to apply an effect every time it hits you. Stop it! Stop it! Sorry.
So wait, he absorbs his friend, and then he gets to attack me?
He is in his death
Yeah.
throes.
It's like two
Okay.
actions.
I was gonna say, that seems like 2 actions to me.
Yeah. Unlike all you guys who get like bonus actions, attacks, and then eventually multi-attacks.
Is he a level 3 fighter?
He's more than that. He's a fucking next level plant, dude. And it probably makes sense because I should have been applying this effect to you guys the whole way through, and I wasn't. So now we're doing that, and that's with advantage, isn't it? Which is fine because he hit anyway. So we'll say I'm not going to apply full damage, but I will apply the euphoric touch effect. So it's not a proper attack, but as the vine drains vitality back to itself, you see a strange, like, grasping vine, not trying to inflict damage so much as just attaching itself to Store's leg. And he's going to make a save for me. Wisdom.
Nat 20, boy. Store explodes.
Yep, he just dies instantly. Store just like uses like so somehow Store's like glowing light that is emanating from his eyes just kind of like he just directs the light at the vine and it kind of like shrivels away from the intense light that is emanating from his eyes, kind of like a Superman eye beam. Not doing any damage, but like it just shrivels up away from him. Okay, never mind. Isaac, what would you like to do?
Immediately, I'm gonna swing at Fred.
Do it.
And then I'm gonna attack Fred. Then... And then I'm gonna smite Fred.
Fuck Fred, eh? Okay. Glowing light cleaves through Fred's shoulder,
And then
dealing
that's
significant
that.
damage. No worries.
Oh. Wait. Before we go,
Hmm.
as a bonus action, I want to I want to trade my sword for the spear in that hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to coat it with poison. I want to do the poison reservoir.
I think
As
that's
a
a
bonus.
bonus action, dude.
Yeah.
And you already smited, which is a bonus action.
Smite is bonus action.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, I do nothing, and
Alright.
I'm the same as I was after I smited.
No worries. Alright. Professor Oak. As like this strange watcher in the form of this ancient-looking tree, who opportunistically fired off a dart at Isaac earlier, as it observes, you see a vine, like a black vine, winding its way through the forest undergrowth towards this tree, as it wraps around the base of the tree, and you see it start to penetrate the trunk. A black, sort of like black lines of corruption, essentially, start to crackle through the bark of the tree. And you see the face that was docile and kind of almost comical earlier take on a more sinister cast. And he is going to
I want to
take a
interject
swing.
something after
What's up?
you do that. So, Divine Smite, it's not a bonus action. Its only cost is a successful hit and a spell slot.
Oh,
It's
really?
kind of like, yeah. It's basically like anytime you connect with it, you just choose. It's not really a bonus action. It's just it only costs a successful hit and a spell slot, but it's not a bonus action.
Take a look at it.
So
Yeah, okay, cool. Fair enough.
can I
Good to
take
know.
out my
Yeah, go for it. You can cover it in poison.
my inventory action, trade my spear with my sword. I mean
Yep.
my sword with my spear.
Yep.
And then activate the poison.
Go for it.
Okay, now I have that in my hand.
No worries. Okay, so this sinister-looking tree now is going to swing with large branches. You see that it's sort of rooted in place, but it has long enough branches that it is able to swing both at Isaac and at Alex.
This tree reminds me of Pocahontas tree.
Like the Whomping Willow.
The old grandma, but she's angry.
Alex manages to turn and deflect the blow with her shield, but Isaac gets raked across the back by this tree branch.
I deserve this. Ah, it feels so good.
Grish, what are you gonna do?
Daddy.
You're
Daddy, no!
masochist. You're masochist.
Grish, what are you doing, buddy?
Oh, sorry, it's my turn. Chris is gonna turn to Iris and actually, you know what? Chris is gonna try and find is there like a main sort of tendril of Iris? Like I'm assuming what I'm looking at when I'm looking at Iris, it's like a mass of like squirming like branches and vines, yeah?
Mhm.
So I'm looking for like the biggest, like thickest, like most central part of this vine mass. Can I
Make
see
a nature
something like
check
that?
for me.
Nature check. Ooh.
You actually don't think it's a vine. You're pretty sure it's just grass.
Okay, fair enough. All right. In that case, I want to take out an empty chaos crystal, and just like sort of bump it down on like whatever fucking the closest part of this vine thing that I can find, and just with the with the mace, just sort of just smash this thing into Iris, just like embed this crystal into it.
Cool.
Try and like maybe absorb some of the energy with this thing. Can I do that? Is that alright?
Yeah, give it a go. Make a. I'm gonna say put the crystal down on Iris, and then make an attack roll against the crystal.
Okay, so just roll onto Iris, or
Just make a general attack roll.
okay, on Iris or on whatever.
Just like into chat.
in the chat. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you position the crystal. It looks like it's sitting up, and as you like bring your mace down, the crystal just like shatters under the blow of your mace, and there doesn't seem to be any effect from like the uncharged chaos crystal.
Okay.
Your intention was to like make it
Just embed
penetrate,
it in the void.
yeah, to embed it.
Yeah.
But now you think about it, a crystal that you can chew on, and it is easily digestible, is probably not strong enough to have been
that's cool.
smashed into it behind.
That's fine.
But it's a good effort. I like the idea.
All right.
Um,
I still do damage to Iris, or
I would say, yeah, it was on one of. Yeah, I'd say you could. That's fair.
just roll for damage as normal
Yeah, make it like without a bonus.
without a bonus. Okay.
So whatever your, yeah, like you can have the dice damage, but not the bonus damage,
Okay.
because it's not like your full intensity, if that makes sense.
All right. Yeah. Cool. No worries.
Okay, so that was on IRS. I'll add that. Okay. Who is next? We got Rose.
And Rose does a con saving throw.
Indeed. Rose is going to do a con save. If I can get Rose to do that. So Rose does not, like, just shrugs off the fire, like, so Rose essentially, like, I don't know how this fire effect is supposed to work this way. I think it's kind of dumb, but because she succeeded on the save, Rose didn't take fire damage. Rose sort of like positioned herself in such a way that the flame wasn't upon any of her more delicate joints or tendrils, if that makes
Retracts
sense.
into the dirt, maybe.
Yeah,
Does the
essentially.
fire stop? At that
Yeah,
No.
the spell stops
I think it-
if they do a successful con save.
Oh,
okay,
does
so
it?
they-
I thought
they
it
put the
like just
fire out.
didn't burn them that turn. I think they have to actually take an action to put it out. But I think they just don't take damage if they succeed on the con save.
It says on a successful save, the spell ends.
Oh, okay. So it looks like the spell's done then, because she rolled a nat 20.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so the fire like sputters and fails. God, why is there so many dogs by my feet? Wait. Don't eat my cords. Oh, you're being strangled by a cord. Okay, sorry. The Rose is going to rear up a, again, more sinister looking vine. Teeth start to sprout forth, and it's going to throw it against Grisham.
When?
And again, the light of some other being from a greater realm than ours glimmers as this vine is just deflected at the last moment, and you hear a voice cry out across the battle. Not today, dude. And that's all Rose is going to do. Alex, what would you like to do?
Just a flail against Flintstone.
No worries. Go for it.
Nice. Nice.
Nice. You just smash the dog in the head and break some of the plant-like protrusions coming off of its face. Do you want to do anything else?
No, I don't think I can. Yeah, nah.
Oh, goddamn! I'm so worried. My dog's gonna just knock out my power cord. Zero. Cool. Next up is gonna be Vic then.
Can I hit Iris without smoking Alex or Isaac?
Yeah, for sure. It's quite a big target.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna move up to get a better shot, I guess. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Did you? Oh, you took a crossbow shot? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, no.
You took a shot with the crossbow. Somehow missed the vine mass again. Vic's still getting used to their new body. Next up is going to be Fred of the Flintstab variety. He's going to focus in on Store. No, probably just going to keep wailing on Isaac.
I'm going to use my protection again.
Cool. Is that like something you can just do as a reaction, or
yeah.
is it not like it doesn't have a certain amount of charges per day? No.
No, it just seems to be one reaction per turn.
Yeah, cool. Very cool. Okay, so Fred is going to try to target Isaac again. Somehow still gets to 17 and does not connect. Isaac's armor is just too strong. Next up is going to be Store.
Reckless attacking this again.
Okay, go for it.
Who yeah?
And
Okay.
then the other one.
Hey.
There's like chips flying off as Store's just like going to town, like chopping down the trees.
Dude,
It's
I never
like,
hit anything. I'm so
Just
excited.
another day. Just another day at the log.
All right, I'm gonna say that the damage from Store combined with the damage you've inflicted so far, combined with his nat 20, is enough. So Store's gonna run forward. He's just gonna like be slashing through vines. He's got these huge axes. He's like perfectly suited for this situation. Everything he swings at is just like destruction, as like chips of like pieces of plant. Plant ichor flies in every direction. Everyone just like stops fighting and just watches for a moment as Store just like unloads upon this like huge plant mass. As he's slashing, he comes across in one of his wild slashes like a black writhing mass of like a very different looking plant matter, and buries his axe straight into it before he's even realized. As he does so, all of the creatures in the area just stop, and you see black tendrils retract from all of them, and you see all of them stop moving. The remnants of Rose just start slithering off into the undergrowth. The Prof Oak, who's like watching from the side here, turns the other way and like starts like just goes back to being placid as it was earlier. Fred Flintstab, sorry, looks around in confusion looks at his dead comrades and starts to like put his like he starts to like stroke his dead comrade with his tentacles.
Hey,
Opportunity attack.
You can if you want.
All right, I'm just gonna, since I have my spear with the poison in it, Fred's gonna get this poison.
As you go to attack him, he turns to you and you can see like a look of absolute fear in his eyes.
Yeah, he's gonna get the spear. Oh, I
Okay.
didn't mean to throw that on Alex. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. We'll still count here. You can do the damage on Fred for
All
instance.
right. And then he needs to make a con DC 13.
Was this just a random encounter?
He made the save.
So he takes half damage of my 3d6 roll.
Okay, what was your 3d6 roll?
He takes 6
Six.
damage.
Where was he? He just lives. He whimpers, and like the spear sort of lodges itself in. I assume you pull it back. He was leaning over to caress the body of his fallen friend, but instead he just disappears off into the forest. And you hear like a squeal of pain.
Can I follow after him?
Would he get an opportunity attack? Or he's
What's that?
disengaging? Is he disengaging?
No, he just like ran away.
Doesn't Alex get an
Um,
attack?
Alex,
Oh
I-
yeah, yeah.
I would not-
yeah.
I suppose Alex
don't-
could if Alex wants to.
I don't want to. Nah, it looks like that dog is not concerned about fighting us anymore as much as it is. No, there's no more corruption on it, and it's just had all its friends die.
I want to chase after it.
Okay, so he has 40 feet of movement. Which puts him about.
Little dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not catching him.
Very nice.
That boy's gone.
You could try. You don't have a
Oh.
good line of sight though. Through the.
I just want to get
trees.
as far as I can towards where he is.
Yeah, we'll just do this kind of out of combat. Just drag yourself up there.
I have a really good system for chases, Jackie. Remind me to tell you at the end of the session. Or I'll link it to you or whatever.
He's right there. So
Hmm.
the reason I chased after him is I just want to pull my spear out of him.
I mean, you probably could have done that anyway, but
Oh.
where did we get to? So Store was there, so it would have been you before him. So yeah, you got that opportunity on him, and yeah, no worries. He had to disengage to get that far. All right, so you pull your spear.
Yep.
You attack again.
Yeah.
All right,
Right
go
now?
for it. Make your roll. Go for it. Okay, so you spear hits. You don't have to roll damage. He has 1 health.
Oh.
And as your spear penetrates the back of Fred's head and gore flies forward, you get a sense that the forest is watching.
I retract my spear back.
All right, no worries.
Is Rose and Professor Oak still look menacing?
No. So essentially, like the wildlife has kind of like returned to its previous state, and like Professor Oak, you can see him like turning away from you and trying to like look non-suspicious as much as an animated tree can.
Can we like look at this like corruption?
Yeah. So you can have a close look. You make it like a nature check or investigation.
Actually, I retract that. I don't think Grisham would look at the corruption. I think you would kind of like go over there and just like sit down and tend to his wounds.
No worries.
I just don't think he's curious enough. Like he's not like a inquisitive mind.
Hmm. Okay.
So are we out of combat now? Just out of curiosity.
Yes, you're out of combat.
I got a red pony.
Go for it. Hit us with it.
I would like to. And the corruption looks gone, right?
Yeah, you saw like a pretty clear like retraction of black tendrils from the creatures in the area.
I'm gonna talk to this tree in Furbolg.
No worries. What are you gonna say?
Are you okay?
It's gonna. It looks at you. Hang on, let me see if it speaks your language.
Okay. And Vic looks kind of shocked, the words that are coming out of his mouth. Like this is not a language he was common with before transitioning.
Doesn't appear to have a language. Let's say it does. So it's got like I did describe it as having a face, so we'll say that yeah, it's sort of like it turns to you like very slowly and goes, "Who? Me?"
Yeah, you. You okay?
Oh, I suppose so. That was strange.
You're not gonna attack us anymore, are you?
Oh, no. Whatever do you mean?
I'd like for you to protect this place. You think you can do that when we leave?
The tree kind of like looks down at its trunk and goes, "Well, I can protect this place." And he like gestures to like a very short radius around himself.
Well, just do your part. Sorry about all this. Do you know what's going on here? How did this start?
There was a creature that planted the seed. It was large and fast. Too fast.
That is more helpful than you know. Do you need anything before we go?
Could you please scratch over there? And he gestures like to lower down on his trunk. I
Yeah.
can't quite reach.
You do anything funny, I'm gonna shoot you.
I want to insight check this tree.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I think we're talking in Furbolg, aren't we?
I mean, he can still try and insight check him.
Oh, okay.
We'll say on his body language. It'll say probably with it. It's fine. You're in that one. Okay, so you think that this? You can't be certain, but you think this tree might be one of the Furbolg Council. You're pretty sure you recognize it from when you had the meeting with the council the other day, and you're almost certain that this tree is one of the council.
So Grisham will like, be really differential and like, Mighty Tree, is there anything we can do for you?
Grish,
The tree goes,
Good scratch.
come
gets
help me
all that.
scratch this spot. I don't. These wooden paws don't got. I don't have nails.
you just hear the tree go.
Grisham's like visibly like he doesn't like doing it, but he's like, oh, I better do it.
And the tree just like the tree says like, you have no idea how long it's been.
Oh, that's.
Grisham
I'm glad we
feels
could
good.
help.
And he goes, allow me to help you. And he brings down like a piece of fruit that looks like kind of a bit wrinkled and suspicious. But he like offers it to you like it's something that you'll want.
I'll take it
Alright.
begrudgingly and just put it in my bag. I got you some breakfast tomorrow, Grish.
He's like, yeah, I'm about that.
Use it only when you most need it.
What does it do?
You see, like this strange face of this tree goes. You shall see, and he gives you like a wink.
Grish, it's off the menu.
No, I'm down with it.
All right, great treat. Do you have a name? What do you
They
call
call
yourself?
me.
Professor.
And you just hear like a strange, like a really long, strange noise. It's like.
All right. All right, we're just gonna call you Oak. Is that okay?
I like it.
Well, you have a good day, and we'll be through here. I'll check on you again.
Thank you, young one. I'll give you guys some XP for that, by the way.
Can you
Grisham
put this
is grappled.
tree on the map for us? Like, can it be a unique setting?
Yeah, I can do that.
And I'm gonna tell the party about the seed and the creature being large and like super fast too. I want to make sure that like I translate that to the best of my ability.
Grisham is grappled.
I'll be
Ah,
right back.
let's see. I will ungrapple Grisham.
I also have a death indicator token as well.
Okay. Let's get rid of that.
I want to go up to Alex.
Wait, what do you mean you got a death indicator token? On your like main sheet? That's just what it would look
Yeah.
like if you died.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. We can change it to be like, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But that's just like a default one.
I want to go up to Alex.
No worries. Go ahead.
Alex, you really saved my life during that battle. Thank you.
Oh,
And I hand
always
you a
happy to
sandwich.
help.
I hand you a sandwich from my bag.
Yes.
It's not much,
And-
but here.
I immediately eat the sandwich. I love sandwiches.
I hope you like it. It's a turkey and provolone.
What is provolone?
It's a type of cheese. I got it from the hub.
That
Deckard
sounds like fancy
recommended it.
cheese to me.
Mm,
The cheese is looking a little bit old
Sandwich.
because it's been part of the travel. You've traveled with it for like probably about a week and a half now at least.
Any sandwich is a good sandwich.
don't mind the smell.
Cheese just gets better with age, doesn't it?
The rest of the
roll
sandwich is somewhat less.
More fancy.
I want you to roll D100, see if he's allergic to cheese or not.
I'm gonna roll a D100 to see how good the sandwich is.
Alright, it's a turkey provolone.
100.
Is
It's
Alex
in
lactose
moderate
intolerant?
repair. Like it's a sandwich that looks okay. He's done his best to preserve it. He didn't just pull it out of his pocket in like pieces.
This sandwich is a token of my gratitude.
Very nice.
My stomach will remember it forever.
I
What
just
time?
put on FO4. I just put Professor Oak's home. You guys should be able to see that, yeah. Oh, hang on, I just made it. There you go. That should work. Cool. Did you ask what time of day it is?
Yeah, what
We'll
time of
say
day
at this
is it?
point. At this time of day, it's about midday, not even. It's relatively good weather.
Good night.
Well, hey, what's up?
could I try and pull the corrupted root out of the floor?
You can try.
I'm
If
sure
I-
that would
Nature
be
check?
nature or strength.
I'm saying it's nature because it's like you're trying to preserve parts of it, or unless you just want to like just try and rip out whatever handful you can get.
Well, I was trying to get the root, like the where it started from, because they said it was planted. So I'm just wondering if we could think to get the
It was like a
main
root
body out.
Yeah, it was like a root body that goes deeper into the ground, but you can see that the main part of it was destroyed by Store.
Oh, okay.
But you
I'll
could try to
still try.
find like something notable with a nature check, or you could just try to pull some part out of it if you want with strength.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Damn it.
Okay, you twinge your back as you're trying to pull.
Since I was right next to Alex after giving her a sandwich, can I notice her struggle and help?
Yeah, go for it.
Nice.
Okay, Isaac steps in and saves the day. You pull out like a handful of, we'll call it like a corrupted root cluster. You can add it to your inventory or Alex's, depending on what you want to do.
No, I'm gonna, as soon as I yank it out, I'm gonna hand it over to Alex and be like, "Here you go.
You.
Be
Exactly
careful
what I
with it.
wanted.
It might be poisonous."
Okay, so you open up your pack and you go to put in. I'll just type it in for you. Corrupted.
What's up, Vic? You have something to say?
I'll wait until everything's resolved.
As Gris just sort of sees them pulling this root out, he just voices his concerns. He's like, "Be very careful. That thing could come back to life again."
As you put the root into your bag, by the way, you put it in and you see the book that you have in there that's got like a strange face on it. Some of the whatever nourishment is left in the root cluster drains away as it gets close to this like strange, like sinister looking book that's in your inventory in your pack.
I have a book. Oh, a sinister book. Oh, nice. Not that I could read it with my current intelligence.
To describe what it looks like, it's kind of like a thick tome with a face on the front of it that has like an open mouth, clearly intended for something to fit into it. And the face is like a screaming face of agony.
But the roots look like it shriveled more rather than gaining power.
It
from-
shriveled. So as
good.
you put the root in, the root shriveled, and the book gained like a faint glow.
Can Gris hold this like mace out to like the vine mass and see if it like absorbs any energy from the vine mass?
Yeah, you can. So as you had the you got the item identified, so you know that there's
Yeah.
an incantation involved in what you're trying to attempt.
Yeah.
Which you can make up for me, or I can make one up for you.
Yeah, he's just sort of like holding it up against the vine mass, and he's just sort of like this low, sort of growling, like throat singing, sort of wobbling. This is sort of just like he's basically like scatting. It's not really. It's always different, the noises that he makes.
Okay, so as you do so, you don't feel anything. You like 5 minutes into your chanting, you're like, "Oh, hang on, it only
Is
works
this-
on humanoids."
Oh, very, very well. So he tries, and he's like, "Oh, whoops."
Also, I didn't seem to link it from your character sheet. I don't know why that link didn't work. I'll work that out later. Yeah, but for now, you didn't seem to get anything from that. anyone else want to do anything while kicking around?
Hey, guys, and I'm gonna look at the three bigger store Isaac Brish. Can you guys help me move this beast over to Oak?
Move what, sorry?
And I'm gonna point down at fucking Tony.
Tony.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I'll help.
He saved our ass back there. I feel like we should put him close to the guardian entity. And I'm gonna point back at the big tree.
I think we should eat him.
I'm not a
I feel like we could.
vegetarian.
So Isaac gives you a nod and goes over to help. Can I just single-handedly bring Tony Starch to Professor Oak?
Yeah, you probably do that. It's not a sentence I expected to hear today.
What'd you say?
Yeah, you could probably do that. It's not a sentence I expected to hear today, though.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, I'm just gonna bring Tony over to Professor Oak, because I agreed with Vic's idea. Then I walk away, or actually no, I kneel down, kind of put my hand on Tony, just like give it like a solemn look and like thank you, as I walk away.
Can I
But
just-
yeah, what were you gonna say?
Store just looks at Isaac, the man who just chased down an innocent looking moss wolf thing, killed it, and now he's being all gentle to this other moss wolf thing. And Store's just super confused, like, how you gonna... He actually says it to Isaac. He's like, why are you chasing down that one and now you're being all friendly to this one? What's the difference between the two?
That creature I chased down was our enemy. One time, we had another enemy we encountered in the woods. It was a rabbit. We let it live, and with its escape, it only sought vengeance against us. I feared that if I had let that wolf live, it would have grown stronger and harbored a resentment towards us. It would have been dangerous in the long run. I
What
couldn't
about-
have another Papa in our hands.
What about Professor Oak right there? He attacked you. Should we chop him down now?
He's harmless.
Professor Oak attacked me?
Oh, it was. I don't know. He can't understand you guys. He
So
doesn't speak
basically what
Flubber.
happened when he got attacked by Professor Oak was Isaac was like, his gaze was not towards Professor Oak because he wasn't expecting that tree to attack. So when he got attacked by spines, he couldn't really tell it came from this tree in particular, since he was preoccupied. So he doesn't know that Professor Oak attacked him. That's what I'm gonna say.
Store just
Cool.
shrugs.
All right. Would you guys like to get back on UA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yep.
No worries. So you head on back to the plateau. It's a fair few more days of arduous travel, and you don't come across anything too deadly for the rest of the trip home. I'm just gonna stop sharing this.
Oh, did you give us XP?
I'm just doing that now. I'm
Okay, cool.
multitasking. You come back, and I probably should have said this earlier. No, let's do this. So you get back to the plateau, and you haven't actually checked in after the council meeting yet. You get back, and as you head up, you are greeted by the guards, who are kind of like they're stationed at the front of the plateau, at the mouth of the plateau. One of them goes, wasn't there a few more of you when you left?
They'll
Yes.
be returning shortly.
I'm not sure where Sobek went.
Yeah, that's all well and good, but where's Jiren?
Who?
He decided to stay back as an advisor for the council.
They probably wouldn't recognize you, so I'll go to the front and be like, yes.
As Vic talks up, they just look down. They're like, "Did that doll just talk?"
Grish will sort of like put his hands out in front and be like, Jaren will stay on as a liaison. Not that you know that word. Jaren is going to stay and help at the Druid encampment. He's going to be a friend to both camps.
If I know Jaren, he was just too afraid to travel back. Anyway, what's this thing?
He's my toy.
It's suspicious, that's what it is.
You bringing something suspicious into camp?
No,
I don't know if we should allow this.
No. Don't listen to them.
I feel the same way.
My name is Vic Strauss. I was a member of the adventuring party and made some mistakes, and it cost me my form. The druids helped us, the plateau and the adventuring guild, by giving me. I just looked down this.
Make a persuasion check.
What kind of guards are these? Are they wooden soldiers?
There's one of each. There's a wooden soldier and a mountain spear.
Please. Okay.
One of the wooden soldier just kind of shrugs his shoulders and he's like, "All right, you adventurers are weird."
Trust me, it's weird for me too, boys.
Before we go up, I offer my hand down to carry Vic up the stairs to the plateau, so his little legs doesn't have a problem.
I accept.
So I'm carrying Jerry and Vic, just up the stairs, just chilling.
No worries. Just sorry, I'm just doing XP at the moment.
Are wooden soldiers actually wooden people? Or no? Okay.
Yeah, not.
They're part of the cutters, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
They wear enameled wooden armor that's watered.
Where's Mama Olmeg?
What's up?
Grish, you're muted. Oh, she's showing.
Mom stuff.
Bro, is she cooking for you? I wish I had a fucking mom. My God, that's dope.
Mom.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she's making frittata at the moment. Yeah, so
That's OP. She's at least level 20 adventuring for sure.
oh, no, that's popcorn. Yeah,
Caramel popcorn.
caramel popcorn. Yes.
Oh man, where's my caramel popcorn?
Level 3, let's go.
I'm she gotta come to Adelaide next. Okay, so you guys.
She's retired now, so I'll go and see her.
Yeah, no, she really will. Let's see. So you guys head back to the plateau. So I think Storr said he was going to carry Vic.
Carrying Vic and Jerry.
Okay, no worries. You guys head on back. And kind of. You want to go touch base with the council, or what do you guys want to do?
So actually, I have a couple questions before we do this. Sorry to jump in, but I'm super excited about this. So what kind of gender is my dog?
Is a male.
It's a male? What about, is his name
Can't
Evan?
breed it with Vic.
No. No. The Cutters council member, his name's Evan, right?
Yeah.
He has 2 dogs. Are either of them female?
I think one of them is.
I was looking at this the other day, and I got super excited after I got Jerry, and I saw that he had 2 dogs. So, I want to talk to Evan. Yeah, we're gonna work out a deal.
Sure. You could try to touch base with Evan if you want. So you head on over to the council quarters and you get there, and the guy who runs most of the council meetings, he sees you guys approaching and he goes, "Ah, you're back, adventurers. How did the diplomacy mission go?"
Grisham just approaches the front and he's like, "Was good." Offers no further explanation.
I just do a thumbs up.
Oh,
But
very
it was,
informative as always.
If they look for a further explanation, he goes, "We got a lot of diplomacy done."
Isaac's
say-
nodding in agreement, like, yes, he's right.
Wait,
Is there any
we
more-
need to see the council.
I'm sorry. Who? What is this? And he gestures at Vic.
He's
I-
my doll.
I'm not his doll. I am Vic Strauss. I came here last time as a human man. Due to some unforeseen difficulties, I come back in a new form, thanks to our new friends to the southwest.
I'm a
You
real
just
boy.
see his like. You just see his face just be like, okay. Okay, strange creature. They seem to be at ease with you, and not that they're necessarily the best judge of character, but I suppose they will hold you accountable.
Look.
They
Oh, God.
will. They will. I will follow under their lead.
Well, I suppose that it's okay for you all to see the council, and then he like suddenly gestures to like several more guards to pile into the room and kind of like escort you forward.
Is that a
And,
normal precaution? Did they do that last time?
They seem a bit more on guard today.
All right, that's fair.
Okay, so you see, they take you into another like area to wait, and it's a couple of hours at least before the council kind of assembles and call you in. They seem to be making you wait as always.
Hey, I'm gonna look at Grish. Grish, remember last time they did this shit to us?
Yes.
Can you scare them when
Very
they're making us?
annoying.
Yeah. Can you try and speed this process up?
Chris will try. So he goes up to the guards on the door and he's like, "We need to speak to the council now. We've had enough of waiting." And he like gets really agitated and he just like gets really up in the guard's face. Like he closes the distance. He's like right in his face.
So there's more guards this time. You can make an intimidation check again, but this time it will be a disadvantage.
If-
Isaac
Strength
wants
in
to
numbers.
stand at the side just in case he needs to break up a fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I see Grizz walk up to these guards with an attitude, I'm gonna stand up.
No worries. All right. Rich just like fills out the space and like strikes a pose and is like, "It's very important that we see them now." And they're like, "God damn, these adventures are scary, dude." All right. We'll go see if they're ready for you. One of them disappears, and like a few minutes later, he comes back and he goes, "I've talked them into let you through." And yeah, you get through to see the council. You see familiar figures. We've got
Except for Tom's longer-haired mimic.
Can you share all of them just so I have links to all the council members?
She's
Yeah,
so
I'm doing that now.
beautiful.
as you enter, Sylvie kind of looks around and goes, where's your lizard friend?"
Yeah.
He's around.
We're not quite sure. Why? What do you need something from him?
She just kind of like humphs and doesn't say anything further.
Strange.
And then Jared looks over at her and then looks up and goes, "More importantly, where is young Jiren? Did he not accompany you back? We've heard from the guards that he might have stayed on as a diplomatic partnership of some description. It was very vague. We were just talking about the strange bear that accompanied you."
The bear is our friend.
"So we've heard. This is most unusual."
Jiren will be back in time, but he is talking to Druid.
I'm gonna step
Interesting.
up.
They sort of look very confused by this.
I am. My name is Vic Strauss, the Lactonians. I spent time in Cutters. I perished due to some miscalculations on my end. And
He got possessed by a demon, Isaac interjects.
Is this necromancy then?
No, my spirit is my own. And my
And
demons.
Balthazar's, Isaac interjects.
Isaac, enough.
And you see, like, Jared say, "Guards!" And, guards sort of flood into the room and sort of, like, stand along to the sides of the room.
No, and then that's when I raise my hand. Don't worry. We have the situation handled. For the most part, it's our companion, Vic.
If
The
for all
the demon
parts,
is somewhat in stasis. We have our means of silencing it if necessary, so
that
guards
he,
won't be necessary at this moment.
he has
We
no
shall be
clue.
keeping close watch over you, and if there's anything suspicious from this one, you can be sure that we will take actions.
I support that.
I'm gonna speak back up. I am not a demon. I made a deal with the demon. And I lost. But when
See him, like, writing something and just, looking at me like, "And how is making a deal with a demon any better? We have had no dealings with demons." Oh, sorry. They have had dealings with demons. Demons are always wanting to corrupt, wanting to kill, wanting to maim. How could you make a deal with such a demon?
because there's demons that lay outside of here, outside of the wildlands.
Was it a mind demon?
No.
Are you affected by a mind?
No, I'm affected by your people, and I point at Everak. Your people stole my parents when I was 6. You're my fucking demons. Baal has nothing compared to you. One day you're
Elevrak.
gonna fucking see.
See,
So you
that's
see,
the
like-
demon speaking right now.
You see a Levrak, bristle and start to get angry, and before he speaks, Sylvie speaks up and says, "Yes, well, there were many unfortunate instances during the war, but we have made our peace with these demons as you described them. And there is a treaty in place, so we will thank you not to stir up trouble around camp." And you can see her.
The people here I have no problems with. There's only one I have a problem. But it still haunts me, just like the demons haunt you. I'm gonna step back.
Greenlanders were weak, said Elevrak. Had we not united you in the demon wars, you would not have survived. At that point, Evan slams his fist and goes, "That's not true! We were fighting before you united us! You didn't even unite the North. You merely subjugated. This is an old argument. It's done now." And you can see them all kind of look uncomfortably at each other.
Not yet.
What's up?
Oh, that's I just kind of like mumble that to the
Okay.
surrounding my friends,
worries.
at least.
No worries. So Jared sort of clears his throat and says, "Well, as much as we would have liked to have debriefed with Jiram in person, it appears you have done an admirable job, assuming that Jiren is okay, of which we assume you have some sort of verification."
Is our word not good enough?
I suppose it will have to do for now. And
In
what of
time.
what was the result of this union between our two factions? Will they help us to explore the region? What do they need of us?
They will. We have friendly relations, trade relationships, and Grish doesn't really remember. He's kind of just like making shit up as he goes along.
Store
Yes,
steps up.
friendly relations. Yes, we will trade with them. They will help us. Very good. We'll be friends now. Our two villages.
Store interrupts Grizz as he's just spilling out bullshit, and it's kind of like they are concerned about the corruption in the forest, and mostly just want us to deal with that, and they will give us assistance as needed.
I'm gonna step
As-
up.
And
As
in
Store kind of
addition,
interrupts, Grizz just kind of like reinforces what he's saying. He just kind of like repeats every like, I don't know, fourth or fifth word. Yes.
I wanted to
Stop, yeah.
say also,
Corruption.
like,
Yes.
No worries. Isaac kind of red pony, and then we'll go Vic afterwards, right?
in addition to what Store said, the Felorian people are very knowledgeable of the wilderness around that area. They've given us the lay of the land, directions towards prominent waypoints, and I'm sure that with a continued positive relation with them, they can continue to help us expand our knowledge of the land and the world that surrounds us.
A
I'm
valuable
sure that
ally
you
indeed.
understand
Then,
the value of that.
indeed we do. Vic, what did you want to say?
Even the corruption's going to end up becoming our problem as much as theirs. So if we can help each other for a benefit, and they even put their efforts into me when I was worthless. So we should take that into consideration as well.
Indeed. It appears you've done an admirable job. We would be happy to provide you with some fresh recruits if you think that you can handle the problem. And he pulls out like a sheaf of papers, and there's about I'm gonna say, how many of you were part of that 8? I'm gonna say there's 8 recruitment papers essentially, and he explains. Using these papers, you should be able to secure yourselves some fresh recruits. This will hopefully help to bolster the ranks of your adventuring guild. Surely this will be a great boon to you. We hope that you are very appreciative.
Any clerics?
Are they trained?
It depends on... So, out of game, this is kind of free reign for you guys to create whatever you've unlocked in terms of, like, faction respect, you know? So if you want to hold off and create something later when you've, say, unlocked clerics, then that I would suggest you do so.
So they just hand us 5e character sheets?
Essentially did.
Glistening with arcane energy.
Yeah. And I'm just going to, like, essentially give everyone who was involved in the diplomatic session one of these. I'll put it in the party sheet for now and just leave it, like, just take one each, I'd say.
So in game, this is like a recruitment thing. Out of game, we each gonna make one more character.
Essentially.
Is this, what are we calling this, like a backup character?
No, like if you, I mean, essentially how it can work and how Fantasy Ground is set up to work, if you make a second character, when you log in for the session, you can just claim one or you can claim the other.
Okay.
Excellent.
If I just if I put 2 there and someone takes one, I'll just put 5 in there. If someone tries to claim one of those from, because actually if you go to the party inventory sheet, you guys can drag these onto your character sheets, like into your inventory.
Oh, it works. I just took one.
Yeah, cool.
I just took.
Nice. We'll just leave it at that. I won't flush out the thing. It's pretty clear what it is.
What about that gold? Should we
I
distribute that
can-
now since we're at plateau?
Yeah, 40 each.
Yeah, I can do that. Yep.
I'll add mine.
No, don't. I can just hit distribute.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh,
Done.
What about that one silver piece?
That's just gonna stay in there until there's enough that it'll split. That's how it works.
greedy bastard.
I have
Well-
44 silver pieces. That's why
need to
I
get rid of
asked.
this potion.
Okay. So who hasn't claimed a recruitment paper yet?
Maybe I didn't. Let me do it again.
I don't know. How do you get to the group items?
So click on the party sheet, which is top right
That's
of the
top
screen.
right, yeah. It's the two people, one behind the other, next
Ah,
to
yeah.
the sword.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then go to inventory, and then drag one onto your inventory.
Grab like the paperclip looking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Could you share a link with the last council member so I can have all the council members on my little hotbar so I know what they look like?
Okay. It's the reason I didn't is because it's Jiren and he's not there.
Thank you.
I wanna pipe up again, but directed at Sylvie.
Sure.
What's right?
Madam, I need to stop by Armaments, and I have a couple of more than usual items that I may want to trade. Do I have your permission to visit you personally later? We've done business in the past. Now look over at Isaac.
He says, "Well, I suppose so, you strange little creature. Maybe bring one of your companions along to keep you in check."
I will. I'm gonna look back at Grish.
No worries. I probably can't go for too much longer, guys. I've got a lot to do today. Hopefully you guys had a fun time, and we've got some good stuff ready to go for next session. The stuff that you want to do around the plateau, just like save it up for the start of the next one, and we'll do it kind of as we start our sesh.
Alright.
Yeah, thank you. That was fun, man.
Yeah, thank
No
you.
worries, guys. No
Thanks.
worries.
And if you want to give us a little boost so I can be a cleric, I mean. Who's
I already
Yeah,
did give.
man.
I gave you a bit of a boost already for like meeting with the council and like all that.
really? I feel like
You're
these people
pretty
hate
close.
us. Because we always
You're
just
pretty
strong
close to hitting the second threshold for the Milnes, which is what has clerics.
Do they hate the fact that we just kind of show up, they say wait, and then Grizz just kind of stands up every time? It's like, we're not waiting.
They mostly hate you guys, yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah. I wish I could stay for longer, guys, but yeah, just got a lot of stuff on today.
That's fine.
And
Thank
yeah,
you.
don't have a lot of free time this
Well,
weekend.
Mike.
No worries, guys.
Is
They
my
will,
character still dumb from the flowers, by the way?
No, that's one off.
Thank God.
I'll change your stats back. Wasn't like a permanent thing.